Well, hey, well, let's wait for a few to come in. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, baby. Do 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 do. Somebody's butt hurt. Do 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 do. Somebody's butt hurt. Do 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 do. Hey, Dennis. Come in, man. Come in. We can bounce off each other. I trust you not to go and say the wrong thing. I trust you enough. So come on. Let me send you an invite, Mr. Dennis. All right. I'm only going to let Dennis on though. So, because Dennis is a friend. And what we're going to discuss, 178 people. Pew! Blemmin' heck. Right. Well, this is a very private matter. I don't wish this to be taken lightly. You know, this is private, personal business, which I diarize on my YouTube channel. I diarize all my activities and places I go on my private diary YouTube channel, which some of you refer to, and I have known it as The Secret Vault. That's my nickname. Yeah, that's my nickname, The Secret Vault. Now, some of you may think to yourself, well, why does he do these videos? And I'm going to state for you now, because it's my diary. It's part of my daily routine. Sometimes I put them in daily and sometimes I put them in weekly. But I usually put a diary entry in with one of these videos. It's my way of keeping my diary because it's easier than writing stuff down. So I take my camera with me and I diarize what I'm doing on a daily basis as I go out and explore the things that I like to walk around and look at. Yes. So as part of that diary, yeah, which is part of my household and personal everyday activities, I encounter sometimes people and I note these details down in my diary. Yeah, I note these details, or if I encounter them in public places, i.e. They are not on their own premises, if they are perhaps on someone else's premises, or on public land, or on private land which is not owned by them, I would, if I happen to be operating my camera, capture these people on film in my diary. Yeah. And subsequently that gets put on my diary on YouTube. Yeah. Now, of course, this is my diary. I mean, I don't sell my diary. It's personal. I don't charge money. I do not have personal information from people who are looking at these videos. People look at these videos that I put up anonymously. Some of them choose to comment. Makes no difference to me. I diarize my diary publicly. So there we are. I'm glad we've established that. Okay, because we need some establishing things here before I get into the legal stuff. Okay. I recently had a letter which I could quite easily just put up on the screen now. Okay. And I'm not going to, because it states at the beginning of the document, it states that the document is strictly confidential and not for publication. Well, that's for me to decide, isn't it? If the letter has been written to me and it is about me and my personal private household activities, which is what this letter is directed at, then if it is a letter relating to me, I have the right to copy it to people and, I believe, to publish that letter. But there's just a small chance that that could be construed under copyright. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead, what I'm going to do, here we go, it's Dennis. Hello. I'm going to add him to the stream. Hello, Dennis.
Hey, Matt.
How you doing?
Good. Just getting to a spot to get settled.
Okay. Have you heard my legalese so far?
No, I couldn't logging into this thing. Sorry.
Okay. Well, somebody sent me a letter. It's a legal letter, and it could be interpreted as a threatening letter, in order for me to kind of like furnish information, provide stuff, and a cease and desist, and making a number of allegations that I have done certain things which I deny, and but it's telling me that I can't publish this. It's telling me that I cannot publish this letter. It's confidential. So so we don't get into any sort of like, you know, argy-bargies about whether or not I can or can't publish the letter on copyright grounds. I'm going to describe the letter in very generalistic terms of how it applies to me and what I think about it. And I treat this as my diary, and I treat the people who I speak to as my friends. Okay, so, you know, I think I'm allowed to talk to my friends about this in a sort of public way, in a group, you know, and elucidate their opinions without naming individuals, without naming people, just talking in a very generalistic sense. So, yeah.
One question, was it from a private entity? Was it from a law firm? Was it from the authorities?
It's from the law firm.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be relating into some people that I had an encounter with recently, when I was flying my drone, you know, over an alleged premises that may or may not be somewhere in Hampshire, you know, but I wouldn't want to be too specific. So anyway, the problem is that these people may or may not allegedly have approached me in an aggressive manner, which I had to report to the police. And I filmed these events, these alleged events, and I published them on YouTube as part of my diary, as I do with everything. Everything that I do goes on my my YouTube diary. Now, these people seem aggrieved by the fact that this got back to people they know, allegedly. It got back to people in their village, possibly their employers, and that it's had some sort of detrimental effect. I'm guessing. This doesn't say this in the letter. I'm guessing. It kind of leans in that direction. But well, I mean, you know, that's the nature of people's actions, I suppose. If they do things not on their own premises, then it's not considered to be a private matter. I mean, if you do things on your own premises, which is then if people were to invade your privacy, then that would be you would have an argument against privacy, you know, being invaded, and you know, you shouldn't really film people inside their premises. But if you film through a window or over a wall, that's perfectly allowable. This has been tested in law, and I understand that if somebody is standing naked in their window of their house in the center of London with cars and people walking past, technically, there's not much that the police can do about it. But if you step outside your house naked, you could be done for obscenity. And this has been tested because I believe the famous journalist, the one with the buck teeth, I'm just forgetting that. What's the name now? Joanna used to talk like that. You got your doggy things going on there, have you? Yeah.
My neighbor just threw him his ball.
His ball, right? Yeah. So I mean, the thing is, you've got a definition here of what's public and what's private. So if I'm not on your premises and I'm looking in the direction of your premises, that could be construed as by the people themselves as being intrusion. But in law, it's not intrusion. So
sorry, Matt.
That's all right. Do you want to just get the dog in here so we can see him, and then we'll settle him down.
I just sent him up to the neighbor. Hopefully they'll play up there.
Oh yeah. So that's Mr. Blakely the sheepdog. I remembered. But the only reason I remembered is because you told me yesterday, so it's still fresh. Still fresh in my memory. Yeah. So anyway, I'll describe the sort of general gist of this letter, but I don't like being told that this is strictly confidential and not for publication, because at the end of the day, it's relating to a matter which happened in a public area, because it's an area that's not actually the premises or the property of this person, and nothing that I did actually constituted an invasion of their privacy onto their premises. But anyway, we'll go through it. I don't believe so anyway. That's my opinion. But anyway, said persons, who I won't name, have contacted this law firm, okay, and they wish to resolve this swiftly without the need to resort to any legal proceedings, right? But it then goes on to say that the letter, right, advances a legal complaint against you. So basically what they're trying to do is fish for information to see whether or not they can gather enough information off me to incriminate myself in some way that they could then take forward to actually make a case. So they're writing to me to get me to say or do something which will give them enough to go forward with a case. So what they're doing is fishing and threatening, but that doesn't work on us because we're not interested in this sort of stuff. So they are saying that I run a channel called The Secret Vault. I seem to know about this, but yeah, it's more my diary. That's my nickname, The Secret Vault. It's not a trading name. It's not a business. It's my nickname, The Secret Vault. Yeah, and as such, you know, I happen to put all my experiences that I film on a regular basis up on the internet. So great. They said that then maybe I was near a place called Westbury House, which they call, quote, the house. Ooh, yeah, legalese. Wow, great. Yeah, and that I may or may not have allegedly used a drone in the vicinity of the house. Well, I think the police had something to do with this, and they were given information about that and decided that it was not really actionable. So I can't imagine that a private law firm is going to be able to do anything about this. But anyway, it sort of suggests that allegedly there may have been a drone over their garden of their house, the people who were, you know, sort of butthurt, and that they came out of their property, which is an admission that they weren't on their property. They came off their property to allegedly find the operator of the drone. So they were coming into public space. Well, a public space, not their property, you know, or someone else's property, which it's been established by the police, that person doesn't actually mind people like myself being on that property. So I was okay being there. But they came to me, and then some things happened. Yes. So I believe there may even be some evidence that was published on the internet, which this law firm don't actually say whether or not they've seen this video or not. But I seem to remember allegedly some things happening with like people possibly attacking someone like myself and screaming and shouting, possibly acting like what I would consider myself, just as an opinion, not as a fact, to be behaving like children. And they would, you know, they even picked things up, tried to assault me with some things, through things, allegedly. So, but they don't like the fact that this has been published. You see, they don't like the fact that they've been seen doing that. They don't want that to be seen. Okay, so they've made a complaint to YouTube and had the videos removed. Okay, so then another video was put up onto another channel, which is called Library, which is specifically created to stop people taking videos down, like happens on YouTube, which happened with these 3 videos. But the law people are saying here that that it was contravening YouTube's terms of service. No, I don't think it was. But the point is that anyone can complain and put in a privacy complaint, and it'll usually be upheld, you know, even if it's wrong. Okay, and you've got to fight that with YouTube. I can't be bothered fighting it at the end of the day, because what I did is I did the sensible thing. I just re-uploaded it with the people's details blurred out. So you couldn't see their faces, you couldn't see their names. And the only piece which wasn't blurred out, which was a clip from the BBC, which millions of people probably saw. So, I mean, if these people are seeking privacy, the only clip that was shown was one of the BBC, which was quite public anyway. So, yeah. So then it says, now we're going to talk about the client's allegations, in quotes, in bold, quotes, bold, allegations. So these are the allegations, right? I'll broadly talk over it. I don't want to just read it because they wanted this to be confidential. So I'll paraphrase it. That I might have flown a drone over a garden. Yeah. Which I think is wrong. So they're getting their facts wrong. Okay, there. They were unhappy. Was it? Hang on. Apparently, they don't like the fact that the drone was flown far away from their garden. So it wasn't done by somebody standing next to their garden, that it was done by somebody that was a distance away from their garden, which is an odd thing. I don't understand quite what the issue is there, because the nature of drones is that legally you're allowed to fly 150 feet from any person, building, or animal.
They're just trying to make you sound like a remote peeping Tom.
Yeah. I mean, but that's how you fly them, up to 500 meters you're allowed to fly, and within 150 feet. Now, strange as it might seem to a lot of people who are not used to drones, the law states that's the law. Now, if you have a drone which doesn't have a camera on it, you can actually fly within 50 feet of people, because it's not construed that there could be a privacy issue. Because when you're flying around, as long as you're 150 feet away from any person, building, or animal, then those people don't have a right to complain about your activities to the CAA. And I can pretty much show that if that drone was where I said it was, and I believe I've even shown logs, which have now been taken down as part of the fact they don't want people seeing stuff, or maybe it's still up there, I don't know. Because their details aren't in it, just the details of the logs. Although I'm sure they probably tried to take that video down as well. But that shows that it was, I think it was 48 meters, which is at least 150 feet up. And diagonally, you could add more distance to it, because diagonally, it wasn't ever over their house or property. It wasn't over their property at any time. It was on property that belonged to directly above property that belonged to somebody else. And diagonally, which is the law, yeah, in any distance, it was more than 150 feet away from their property. And it never even pointed at their property. Never looked at their property. I had no reason to look at their property.
Maybe you need to make a quick video just for drone people with a certain example around a mansion that was a disabled person's home, about how to legally fly a drone and show how you're keeping away from anything not involved with your space.
Yeah, well, I mean, they would have a right to complain to the Civil Aviation Authority if they thought the drone was being flown improperly, illegally, within those confines. But I mean, I believe that evidence exists of some people, I'm not going to say who these are, allegedly acting out. And on that video, they repeatedly say And this is immediately after these people approach the drone operator. They say this drone was flying over our house, over our house, over our house, repeatedly, many times. Never do they say into our garden, dangerously close to us in our garden, dangerous. Never is the words dangerous mentioned. Never is their garden mentioned and proximity to them in their garden. And never is it mentioned that I don't think it's mentioned that I was looking at their children. All of which, after the fact, because of the complaint to the police, it's now been alleged that it was a drone that was looking at their children, was allegedly in their back garden, in close proximity to them. And I believe the statement was made by these people, I'm paraphrasing, allegedly they say it wasn't in the distance, it wasn't far away, it was right next to them in the garden, right by them, yeah? So how come, if these people allegedly came out going, you're flying over our house, you're flying over our house, you're flying over our house, why did they never say, you were looking at our children, you were looking at our daughter, you were in our garden, you were flying dangerously close? Why were those things never said? The story, I would allege, may potentially have changed, altered. And that would be part of the basis of my case, is that if that was the case, they would have argued that point immediately, not later on in what appears to be a changing of the story. Okay? But that would be a part of a basis of my case if this was to go to court, which I would love to see. I really would. I really would love to see this go to court, because I don't think they're going to have a leg to stand on. I also have footage from the drone taking off, flying around the mansion house, never looking in the direction of those houses that are beside and away from the mansion house, focusing at all times as it flies on the mansion house. And my logs, which show taking off, movement, acceleration, height, speed, and the direction of the camera, and which angle it was pointed at, corresponds exactly with what I have on film. So I have a visual record, the logs match it completely, 100%. It's impossible for me to alter those logs, and I could bring an expert witness into court in order to talk about how those logs cannot be altered by me, and we could actually pull them out of the drone and we could present that as evidence. So how it is said that I was over a house, or alleged that I'd gone down into a garden and that I was there for the purposes of filming children, is stretching things to the limits, I believe. So yeah, so that's the first bits. Anything you want to comment on that maybe I should go over, or you don't understand?
Well, I think that, I don't know, maybe I'm coming from the wrong angle here, but it sounds like more like you having a case. You were assaulted. You had these people follow you around to your diary channel.
Yeah.
And make up names that weren't their names to post comments.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
harass you in that forum too. I don't know if that's
harassing me under false names. Yep.
I don't know if that's civil there or if that's criminal, but either way.
Allegedly harassing me in comments under various names, and then admitting later on to being those people,
right,
under different names. I mean, even people that I know have been contacted by the children, apparently, of this, allegedly, these people. And the children seem to be quite literate and able to stand up for themselves and discuss the fact that they're not happy about these videos having gone up and on the internet, and they seem quite literate. So I just get the feeling we're not talking about young children here. I'm just guessing we're talking about quite able, literate, semi-adult, people here,
It sounds
able
like
to,
it.
yeah, unless of course it is, allegedly the parents of these children writing under false names again, which I would not like to suggest, but it's worth thinking about, even though I wouldn't actually fully go with that without evidence. But there you go.
Do you happen to, under your YouTube, does it log IP addresses for you?
No. Only YouTube can look at that sort of stuff, but nobody else can. No, it's pretty bad actually, because anyone can start writing crap,
Yeah, I know. I've kicked the same person out of chat at least 5 times one time.
Yeah, it gets boring, doesn't it? But it does get boring having to deal with these sorts of people. But I mean, if you happen to be about, if I'm walking through the center of a town and I see somebody acting out or breaking the law, or if I witness an accident and I film it and I put that on my channel, then people can complain to say they don't wish to have their personal details attached to it. But if they're blurred out and the names aren't there mentioned, which I did, then there shouldn't really be a case to answer about whether or not this footage should be up there or not. I don't think.
No, and they're actually, it's really stupid because they're poking a bee's nest, because they physically assaulted you, they verbally assaulted you, they made up stuff, which they also, I believe, told to the authorities.
Which could potentially, I wouldn't suggest it without good evidence, be perjury.
Right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to have to go as far as to make a counter case against them, because the police didn't seem to think that it was worth it, because they dealt with it by way of warning them not to do this again. The police also told me that there was no case to answer against me with the use of the drone, and they said we haven't got anything to ask you or order you to do in relation to going to the house, because they'd spoken to the owner of the house and the owner said that they didn't mind people being there. So there's nothing to answer in that respect either. So I was on private land owned by somebody who said that they didn't mind me being there, and these people approached me and caused a scene, allegedly. And then I'm the one that had to deal with people screaming and shouting obscenities, which is a form of harassment, then throwing stuff at me, doing various other things, allegedly, and then, having excrement thrown at me, literally, and then after that, I, went away from the place. But the funny thing to me, and I think from an evidential point of view, and I'm going to come to this later on in the letter, I mean, because there's more stuff in there. I mean, for these people who are able immediately upon a drone taking off, within about 20 seconds of the drone taking off, to have grabbed a megaphone. So do they have it beside them? Is it on a lanyard or something?
I think it's attached to their camera, so they have to disconnect it to get it out.
And it's like they came out to the field armed with a mobile phone, filming me, telling me various expletives, allegedly. So he's filming that, and all of this has happened within like a minute of me taking off, and I've got a megaphone.
He filmed the drone in their garden, if he was that concerned about it.
Well, I would have thought, considering they had easy, quick access to come and get a megaphone, right? And then they rush towards the field within a minute, and they've got a mobile phone filming. It's really strange that during that time, when I've taken off to landing to filming them, which is a continuous event, which lasts only a couple of minutes, so I'm flying for about, I don't know, I'm guessing about 2-3 minutes. And in that time, they've enabled themselves to come out and over to me, right? But I've got a complete record of my event. So there we are. Now they've joined me. I start filming them. They've got me on film. So we can link the two events together. So from a time point of view, we can prove the time that the whole of this event took place in, which is a matter of minutes. But they've managed to get a megaphone, they've managed to get a phone, but they can't film this alleged drone coming down into a garden.
Also,
But
they have footage of you until they got out there. That
Yep.
means the time when they were disturbed would have been the time when you were going towards the far side of the mansion and away from everything.
Yeah. Well, they would. What I'm saying is, it's like there's a continuous log of me taking off, filming, and landing. And upon me landing, these people are there, you know, and then I'm filming them. So there's a continuous, immediate exchange from drone landed,
Okay.
drone filming them. So this event that they allege happened would have happened prior to me having flown the drone. But the logs show I only flew the drone once. And the footage shows that I only ever flew over the mansion house. And I always pointed at the mansion house, and I never actually went physically over their property. It was over property which adjoined their house, but not over their house, not even over their house.
So what
So,
what right would they have to have you take that video down besides the crazy people screaming at you and throwing cow dung?
well, they haven't got the whole video. I could put the video back up. It's the piece that they, I believe, are complaining about is me showing their acting out. That's the bit they don't like. So they don't want that. They don't want that to be seen.
Right.
And they seem to also have. I mean, the trouble is with this, right? I mean, I could counter complain to YouTube because they, and I did say they've complained about the timestamp 000 to 0030, which is black going up to the words "the secret vault," and apparently that's there were things like that. They were just putting spurious times in and pressing send as a privacy complaint. And I said, that's crazy because that's my logo. They're not in the video at 000 to 0030 because that 30 seconds is the secret vault logo. So they were firing off 5 of these a day to YouTube. So a lot of what they were saying wasn't correct anyway. So that's a problem. So, you know, they've been doing spurious things like that. I don't mind the fact that YouTube took the video down. You know, I put it back up with it sanitized. Then I took their faces out. I blurred them. Now, in any other normal, you know, event, television companies will blur people's faces if they think there's going to be a privacy issue, you know, and, you know, the stuff goes on television. But YouTube are more touchy than a broadcaster. A broadcaster would actually hard shoulder that out. But YouTube are very, very flaky.
Well,
you know,
if it's all done through a
automated system.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the end of the day, they can take that video down off YouTube, but I uploaded it to external sites so that it wouldn't be tampered with by them and their false claims, allegedly false claims. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, you know, it's a shame to have to go to that sort of length, but I mean, you know, I believe I have the right to publish my diary, and I don't wish to have it altered or changed because people wish to be, you know, excluded from it when actually it shows evidence of an event that took place in a pretty much a public area.
Well, that's how I follow my friend over 5,000 miles away, and this is the way I get to keep up with him.
Yeah, you know, and this is how I put my information out to my friends, you know. So, you know, there's nothing for sale on this channel. We don't sell anything. It's not a business. It's my personal log of my daily activities. You know, it's that's how I keep it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if we go back to this thing, then it's interesting because they say that they allege that I might have used some derogatory terms like they are completely crazy, loony, mad bastards. I may have used those words. I don't know. I'll have to actually look into it. But
was that her throwing cow dung at you, or when she was hitting you in the neck, or had a siren blaring in your face saying,
I mean, you know, crazy, loony, mad And bastards, I think, are descriptions that I could use legally because they're not statements necessarily of facts. They're opinions. They're like swear words. You can use swear words against people, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the truth. So I think this has been established many times in law. I can say I think you're crazy, right? I think you're crazy. It doesn't mean that you are crazy. It means I think you're crazy, and I am entitled to my opinion, and I can state it. Yeah. Ultimately, I think that the problem is that because there's evidence that exists, which actually backs up the fact that what I've said actually may look like what I'm saying, is pretty much what actually took place.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. They don't want that out there. So they're acting butthurt, saying that this, these allegations are hurting them. Like what? That you're crazy or loony or mad bastards? When they're shouting expletives at me, but when I say that they're crazy, mad, loony bastards, that's not allowed. But it's all right for them to shout expletives and shit at me, and throw shit at me, and do stuff to me. So, I mean, if they're going to complain that they're butthurt over comments like crazy, loony, mad bastards, then I'll have to be butthurt and do a counterclaim against being assaulted, and I'll have to do it privately because the police aren't going to do it because it's pathetic, much like this letter, I believe. But, if they're going to sue, then I would have to countersue.
I'd be amazed if somebody wants to play these games while you have everything they do on video and logs of your drone.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I think they're on a sticky wicket with this one, to be perfectly honest, because I have factual evidence. They have hearsay, allegedly. And later on, they actually say they've got their 2 daughters, allegedly, themselves, and a neighbor. So that's 5 people that are prepared to testify, allegedly, to this story. Well, I see nothing of proof of that. I simply hear the words that there are 5 people that will come forward to testify in a court in front of a judge at risk of potentially perjuring themselves or looking very stupid if the judge actually decides that my factual information, which is photographic, log, and video, outweighs hearsay. Yeah. And I don't have any reason to film their house or their children, nor would I want to.
If I was them, I would withdraw that right now and forget the whole incident and stop making things worse.
I mean, it is going to make things worse because, I mean, I'm quite happy to go to court over this, I mean, but the trouble is it will be a fiasco. Right, and I don't think for me, because I will just be arguing the case of sanity. I will be arguing the case of here's my evidence.
And they'd be making you money in a strange way if you would have.
They would be publicizing my channel more. Exactly. Yeah. so it's counterintuitive, really, to keep on shaking this tree to kind of, see if it can force me to sort of like withdraw.
And it's just an ego thing. It's not even that something was done. They just have this ego that's not letting them stop. It's insanity.
Which is part of the reason I may have made comments that say I don't think I really trust these people in some aspects. Let's say, yeah, I don't trust them in some aspects to maybe be doing things allegedly.
If I saw my mailman eating mail when she was supposed to be delivering it, I would definitely tell the mail service that there's something wrong with this mail person. She's over here nibbling on mail before she's putting it in my mailbox.
Yep. If I saw somebody picking up, excrement allegedly and throwing it at people and whipping them and screaming and shouting with a megaphone, I would think that, people around that person might want to know that's taking place.
With other humans,
If they deal in a public capacity or with people who can't look after themselves, possibly, people who don't have the same capacity to, stand as in law as others, if we read between the lines, allegedly, yeah.
I'm in the
then
United States, and I was personally attacked by these people. It's crazy, you know.
yeah, it is offensive, isn't it, when you see it? I mean, I didn't like the fact that in the end, when I had shit thrown at me, that I ended up like shouting obscenities back at them, because it took me down to their level then, because I felt like I'd been attacked at that point. So,
Yeah,
but it
I
made
don't know that
me,
anybody saw it, but I actually was accused of being in cahoots with you just to make money on my YouTube channel, which has 4 videos on it over the last 10 years. I think they deleted it afterwards. I have an email showing they sent that to me.
so you're in it for the cash then.
For the cash
Yeah.
and the views.
Yeah, the big money. Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it? Yeah. God alive. But there's been a lot, of things said, about this, but I get the feeling that a lot of it's coming from the alleged accusers, or people who know the alleged accusers. I'd really love to see whether or not these witnesses that are alleged do exist, and would come forward, and would their story would stand up. I don't think the story would stand up, but I mean, I would be interested if there was anything at all apart from just verbal testimony, which would come forward. I mean,
No.
that's right. Sounds like a digital noise then.
My neighbor was throwing him a squeaky toy, so now he's all wound up.
Oh yeah, that'll do
bringing
it
it to my feet and squeezing it.
Yeah, he's like, do it.
I'll try and mute it when he comes over here doing that.
Okay. My videos apparently say that allegedly some people go over to this manor house in an aggressive manner, and that the police have been advised against this. Well, I did report a number of things to the police, yeah, and that one of these people may be, it's alleged, a bully and, quote, shouldn't be near children. Yeah, my videos might have said that. I'll have to look back through them. I can't exactly remember, but I think, yes, that is not far from what I would believe. Yeah, I would imagine.
Whose house you put out a kind of a PSA to say, go look at this, but respect these people and don't. I mean,
I'm just warning people that they could encounter these people. I mean, all my friends who might go there and people who might visit that place, they need to know that, because I mean, they could encounter these people, and the last thing I'd want to have happen would be any incidents which involve breaches of the peace, assaults, harassment, and especially when the people who might be visiting this house are apparently welcome to do so by the person who owns it. And it seems like these people who may allegedly live in these houses are involving themselves in something that has nothing to do with them. And it's looking more and more like egg on their face. And I believe that some people allegedly might be trying to construe things in a completely different way, so that it throws a good light on them and bad light on somebody else. Yeah, trying to turn it around to their advantage at somebody else's detriment, when the facts show that none of the things they allege actually happened, apart from a drone was flown, which I would agree to. A drone was flown, but it wasn't flown over their house. It wasn't in their garden. It wasn't looking at their children. So that is all smokescreen. That is all bluff and smokescreen. And I don't think that a jury or a judge would listen to it. I don't think any sensible solicitor would want to take this to court anyway, because I mean, the evidence is patently obvious. Anyway, right. Apparently, it's alleged that these people did not claim at any time to own the house.
I mean,
well,
like
I would
national TV on BBC or anything like that.
No. I mean, in my video, I seem to have a recollection that these people were referring to the house, and I was, I'm sitting in front of a manor house. We're talking about drone flying, and that people are continually trying to get into the manor house, which is upsetting them. Yeah, and that was the discussion. It was about that house, and they say I've got no right to come over their house, and I say, but that isn't your house. That implying that there is not your house, and they say it is our house.
I
And
thought
I'm
they
like,
said on
no.
BBC it was their responsibility.
Well, they are saying they're neighbours to it on the BBC. That's it's there for everybody to see. If they were to go and look this up, it's there. They say they're neighbours, but they're not. They're not saying that to the people that come there. It appears in the video. My interpretation of events from the day, which seems quite clear, is that if we're talking about a drone flying over their house, which they keep repeating, it flew over our house, it flew over our house. And I'm saying, but that isn't your house. That there isn't your house. And it's been established, including on the BBC, that you are neighbours living over there. So what we're doing now is we're separating their house by the discussion. I'm separating their house from the house. Yeah. So if people can't understand the distinction when I'm making that statement that you are neighbours, right, which the BBC says you are neighbours, yeah, and that was on the BBC, and he says, well, I wasn't on the BBC, and I've never seen anything like that, yeah, or words to that effect. He's basically trying to pretend. There's a pretense there, quite clearly a pretense, I would say, allegedly, that he's trying to, he's trying to say that never took place, that they are not represented as, quote, neighbours, but on the BBC, when it's allegedly somebody on there, I'm not going to name the names, saying exactly, well, it says underneath their name, neighbour. So if the BBC have kept that up and they haven't complained to the BBC to have that altered or taken down, and that's been up there for a few years, then surely they are the neighbours. And the police have now confirmed to me they are the neighbours. And the owner has said to the police that they own it and they don't mind people being in it. So again, it confirms they're the neighbours. So why was all this assertion on the day that that was their house? Their house. I think they were trying to twist it on the day to say you're flying over our house, but I'm like, well, I'm flying over I'm flying over this manor house, and they're like, no, that's our house, and I'm like, no, it's not, and they're like, yeah, it is. It's like, no, it's not. It's like, yes, you flew over our house. I'm like, yes, but that's not your house. So we're going back and forth, and I mean we're establishing that they are trying to imply that that's their house, but it's not. Now these solicitors here are trying to say they at no point did either of their clients claim to own the house. It's there, right? At no point did either of our clients claim to own the house. That's, again, this is stretching to extremes the potential of why am I there? Why am I there? I'm there for the manor house. Why do people come to the manor house? Because they want to explore the manor house. Nobody, I would say nobody. Almost, I can't imagine. Why would anybody want to come and see people's private houses across the way from the manor house when they
1600s mansion that's going to ruin? Yeah,
they want to come and see the mansion.
You guys must still have a complete shutdown with COVID because people will have way too much time on their hands.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's like they're trying to imply that the focus of people's attention, like me, and the focus on the BBC, it seems to imply the focus of the people who visit the manor house is to attack the people who live in the houses next to it, which to me seems a little bit far-fetched. Why would people coming to see a manor house that's abandoned suddenly encounter the locals? and have negative experiences with locals if it wasn't for the fact that the locals were maybe encountering these people, coming out to encounter them.
Right.
As I've been told they do. I was told they do this, and I experienced it myself, so it seems to follow through.
Yeah, they incite people.
They incite, they come out, they meet people, and then things happen, yeah? But then it's implied that all the fault is on the fault of the people coming to visit the house, nothing to do with these people. They are perfect. They're just the victims every time. They have their premises damaged. They have their property damaged, threats made to them, threats of attack and all this sort of stuff, which, of course, is hearsay. You know, again, it's just hearsay. Is there any evidence of this? It's not shown on the BBC, you know, but like we do have evidence of these people doing things, you know, so I think it's weak. You know what I'm saying? So when they say it's weak, so it says the clients may have reacted badly to the drone when it was flying over their garden where they were sitting with their 2 teenage daughters. Okay. And their anger is reflected in an understandable concern for their daughter's privacy.
You may want to write that they need to prove a negative that didn't happen. Sorry. While you can prove the positive of what happened with actual logs required by the, I don't know what it is there. Here it would be FAA, but
yeah, CAA. Yeah.
Yeah, the required. This is a professional thing. It's not somebody logging for their own enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's what the police would use if they tracked you down and made you bring your drone down to see where you were flying.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, the police saw the videos I sent them, which included the log, because I did a video which was me showing the log from my my thing. I mean, I've got it on my phone now. I could bring it up immediately as we speak if I wanted to. Let me just bring it up just to show. I don't do this an awful lot, but let me see if it's there. That's the Mavic, right? Me, which includes logs, flight records. Here we go, flight records. I don't know whether you can see. Hang on, let me just bring this screen up, see if you can see this. You can cut. Oh, hang on, there we are. So flight records, and then you go. What day? I think. Oh, was it? What day was it? Now I can't remember actually what day it was. Can anybody in the chat remember what day it was? I tell you what, let me have a look in my folders. Let me have a look at my folders and I will tell you what day it was because I've got my, I'm quite organized. It'll be under West WW, under Westbury Manor House, 13th of the 9th, 2020. But that was the night time. And then the drone footage was the 14th, which was the next day. So the 14th of the 9th. So if I go back in time to the 14th of the 9th on my phone, hang on. Right, I need my glasses on for this bollocks. Hang on, sorry, I need my glasses. I can't read this. Writing is too small. Right, so let me just bring it up. Where are we? Footprints, top altitude, total flight time. Where is it? Footprints, top distance, top speed. How do you find out total flight time? Footprints. Oh, there we are. Flight records. It's under here. Look, you have to pull them up. Oh, it's there. The dates are written there. 29th of the 9th, 24th. What was the date? The 14th of the 9th, wasn't it? So I go back. 14th. Where are 12th of the 8th. Hang on, I've gone too far. 11th, 12th, 12th, 13th, 13th, 13th.
Real
13th,
short flight.
13th. Yeah, 13th of the 9th. Is there nothing on the 14th? Where am I? Petersfield. Yeah, that's it. That is it. There we are. Look. Ah, there you go. So there's the let me see if you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You can see where I was in the field. Right. Their house is up here. Okay. Their house is all the way up there, right? It's this long thing. Can you see the line of where I flew?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see the line of where I flew, and it doesn't even come over the tree of the road. That's their road there. Hang on. That's their road. Yeah. The road comes from the main road. Look, there's the main road. There's the main road. It curls around and goes into their house. And I wasn't even over their tree or their road or their garden which if you said, everything up from there is their garden. I wasn't even over their trees, over their garden. The closest I came was in the field. Oh, sorry, was in the field.
Is their garden covered in trees?
Yes, covered in trees. So you're not going to see anything anyway.
Well, how could you even get a drone in there?
How could I get a drone in there? There's all sorts of questions like this, and there's a number of things I haven't made public, but they're rather bloody obvious if you're a drone pilot, such as things like that. You are completely correct. Don't worry, I've got plenty of ammunition to fire at this case of why you would not be in there. Yeah. How the hell, right? If I'm over here sitting there, am I going to fly a drone down into their garden with trees and not hit the trees? All right. How am I going to do that? I got to be absolutely shit hot. It would be one of the riskiest types of maneuvers anyone would want to do. There'd have to be like a film project or something that's going to earn you money, because you're going to lose a drone that costs £1,000. Yeah. You could easily lose a drone that costs £1,000 if you were to do something like that. What would be the benefit of coming down to head height and going through somebody's garden to film allegedly their daughters, when, as you can see, the log is I'm flying around a manor at height. Why am I flying at height? For safety, so I don't hit things. Where's the camera? It's pointing down at the manor all times. You can press play on this and it'll actually show you the whole of the flight. I mean, it'll actually go through it. It lasts a couple of minutes, but you can actually forward through it. Hang on, let me just zoom. So there we are. So there, I'm flying towards the house, right? And then I can speed it up a little bit for you. I go round. Oh, there we are. That's perfect. See, I can speed it up. I go round the house. Can you see the tip of the drone is pointing at the house?
Yes.
I go round the house. I'm pointing at the house.
At the mansion.
At the mansion, yeah. Mansion house. The closest point I ever come is still not over their garden, still not over their trees. And then I go towards the house. I go down at the far end. I point at the house and I go down at the far end. And then I come pointing at the mansion. Then I still come up. I point at the mansion again, come around. Then, because these people are walking out, I fly down back to home and land. And the total time on that is time 3:22. 3:22, right? That's how long it takes before I'm like landed now. I'm just about landing at this point. But here's the thing, right? Have a look at the height. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can focus.
But I'm on a cell phone.
Let me see if I can focus this in for you, because it's a pain in the ass to see these things otherwise. Let me just get my focus controls. Give me a second. Don't crash on me, please. Don't crash. Don't crash. It's taking an awful long time. Come on, baby. That's it. Right, good. Right, so I'll bring it in really close so you can see now, and I'll focus on the writing. Yeah. Right. So we'll zoom. We'll go backwards in time. Right. Now look at the height. Right. When I'm on the ground, obviously it's low. It's like 8 meters. Take off 20, 30 meters. I'm 38 meters in the air. They're 40, 41, 42. Oops. Right. 44. So at the closest point, right? Closest point near what you could consider their house is 44 meters. So that's about
132 feet in the air.
Yeah. But if you diagonalize it, because we're not actually over their house, we're not over them, yeah, then it would probably conform to be about 150 feet. So in the spirit of the law, I'm pointing at a manor house. I'm high enough to be not a problem to them when I'm at the closest point to their area. Then I go back around again. Now watch the height again. As I come back around one more time, watch now. As I come back around one more time, watch the height. Goes up and up and up. And at the closest point, 31, closest point, 450. That's the closest point. So I'm legal anyway. And that's 62 meters in the air.
So
by the time
maybe the tops of trees on a rooftop, if the camera was pointed the other way, but
the camera would have to be pointed the other way, 90 degrees to the right, which it's not, or pointed down at the ground, which it's not. And you can see the angle there. It tells you the angle that it's at is 38 degrees from so it's like that. So it's 38 degrees down. Yeah. So you can see the angle changes. So it tells you the angle of the camera
Not
is
to
there.
mention, you could play video footage next to this and show what the
I
camera's
have.
looking at the whole time.
I
Right.
think if you look on the chat on my channel, right, it proves, so this is I've gone through this. So if this solicitor isn't aware of that evidence, then they shouldn't be taking this case on, because they clearly haven't availed themselves of the facts. So I would I'm not gonna write to them and discuss all this. I'm gonna say, here's a video about people who may potentially allegedly be your clients, right? And you can elucidate from this whatever you want, right? Because I am really, really, really happy to go to court. And I don't think it's going to benefit your clients from a point of view of republicizing what they allegedly don't want publicized. And, I don't think it's going to help them, but it will help me, because it will help publicize my channel and what I, have to put up with when I'm doing my diaries, that people don't want me to publish what I encounter in my everyday activities.
Plus, that the people that sent you that letter happen to find out all these little facts.
They might drop the case.
Judge is not going to be happy that a case like this was wasting the judge's time. Yes,
because knowing the facts as they stand, we've got a load of facts versus a lot of hearsay. And if they want to carry forward, well, you're going to have to drop a lot of your things that you say is a problem. So, I mean, we have to get to the point of like, well, what's the damage here? Well, these people are sort of alleging that my purpose was to look at their daughters, right? And they're playing on this, like, this, I don't know whether they're sort of alleging that I'm a peeping Tom, or that I've got some sort of like predilection to take footage of young children, but like, I didn't even
after you for monetary damages, or just,
but I mean, like, considering there's a log of when I took off, at what point during that flight did I realize that there were children in a garden behind a house that was covered with trees on the other side of a mansion, right? When I didn't even approach from that direction, because my car was parked through the trees behind the mansion. So I walked in a direction where I never went past this house. So how did I know that there were going to be children there? And at what time during a 3-minute flight, when it appears like the camera was always pointed at the mansion, at what point did I know that there were kids in a garden?
Is this, I may have asked this already, but is this civil, monetary, or are they trying a criminal complaint?
Oh no! At this point, there's no suggestion of what they're actually going to do. They're just saying they would rather deal with this in a civil manner, but this is part of a legal thing, which is we're going to screw you. So it's like, which I don't believe that you can push this case legally, and if you were to try it, it would have detrimental effects for your clients from a publicity point of view, and because they would lose the case. And I'm very confident of that. I mean, they would have to then prove that there's any background that I have in footage that involves, wanting to see young daughters, and simply because they feel that that's the case doesn't mean that it's the case. They think that that's why I was doing what, the flight over the manor house, but thinking it is one thing. Then going out and attacking people physically by throwing things at them, when the daughter issue was never even mentioned.
Right.
Once. It was never mentioned. They were on about owning the house, and they owned the house. Now you think, right, if I came, I'm just giving you a sort of like a sideways example here, right? Okay, if I came around your house and kicked your dog, right, you wouldn't be complaining about the fact that I was trespassing on your property, would you?
No.
You wouldn't be going, you're trespassing. You'd go, you're a bastard. You kicked my dog. And I go, no, I never. And you go, you did. You kicked my dog, and you're trespassing, and you're a bastard dog kicking bastard. That's what you'd probably say. And you'd be keeping on repeating the most important point, which is that I would kick your dog. If the most important thing to these people is apparently their privacy of their daughters, How come that the whole conversation was based around whether or not I had the right to be flying over that house there and whether they owned it? And it was never
Yeah,
mentioned
if
once.
even a better
Weird, isn't it?
analogy, if I had a daughter and she was here, and if my niece was here, and I saw you flying a drone, and she was down here on the dock trying to get some sun, and I saw you flying a drone right around her, I would, listen, you perverted asshole, why the hell are you flying a
Yeah.
drone around my niece, my 13-year-old niece at sunbathing,
Yeah. And then I could, if you'd have actually said that to me, if you'd said, my concern is that you're filming my daughter, I would have gone, let me allay your fears. Come and have a look at the footage. But that was never mentioned. That's never been mentioned until afterwards as a thing that's been put forward for reasons they behaved like they did. Or the reason they acted out is because it was because of their daughters. Well, I don't even know whether people would act out that way, even if normally people wouldn't even act out that way.
I wouldn't be acting goofy if that's what I thought you were doing to my daughter.
You would.
I wouldn't be acting goofy like that if I.
I thought you were saying you would. I thought the normal way that people would behave is they'd probably be angry and they would probably challenge the person about it. But then that could be resolved because obviously that's not what happened. Right. And our discussion was nothing to do with daughters, so it never came into the sort of realm of what was alleged afterwards. So I'm very interested how that, not only was I there within close distance to these daughters, that there are 5 witnesses, 2 parents, 2 daughters, and a neighbor.
Right.
Very interesting. I'd love to see all of those people come to court and stand there and go, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Really?
Exhibit A.
I think it's pushing it. I really wonder whether those witnesses exist. I think 2 of them do. The main people involved in this, but I don't think anyone else did.
Freaking lens.
I mean, maybe this is so embarrassing in their village and to their school. They've got to have a good excuse for behaving like that, because why would you behave like that? Right. So they had to come up with an absolutely outrageous excuse to make out, why they're right and I'm wrong.
Well, these people don't act over the top.
No, there's nothing over the top about them at all. I mean, they're just thoroughly normal people who don't throw shit at people and stones and try to whip them with sticks and come out with megaphones. That's perfectly normal behavior, isn't it? I mean, regularly, if my neighbor wants me to move my car or something like that, they come out with a megaphone and they go, "I move your car now, Williams." And I'm like, and then I come out with my megaphone and I go, "I'll bloody move it in a second. Thank you very much." Yeah, I mean, it's not normal behavior, is it?
Right. Sorry.
Where is he at?
He gets annoyed when you don't play with him and he throws his ball in the lake.
Oh, well.
I'm upside down. There I am.
They do want attention, don't they? And they don't like it when you're talking to somebody else. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I'm just confabulating scenarios that seem silly here, but I mean, going back to the points, it doesn't seem to me like normal behavior, and I think the fact is that they themselves may, I believe, be embarrassed about their own behavior, and they don't want the people who live around them or that they work with or whatever to know that they behaved in that way, and that's why they want this to go away.
Matt, the thing is, I contact you, tell you, look, I acted like an asshole. I'm sorry. Can you just take it down or blur our voices and our faces so we don't have to have it in the public? I had a bad day.
Yeah.
No, that's not like me to act like that. I'm sorry. I don't think you ever got a call like that, did you?
No, I think I put the video up, and then the next thing I know is privacy complaints coming through from not Facebook, YouTube, trying to take the video down, saying that they've had their privacy infringed. And it's like, well, okay, then fair enough. We'll take their faces out of it. But, should I have to take their name out of a BBC piece which has gone on national television? I mean, well, I can do that too. I can do that too off YouTube to meet YouTube's ridiculously strict policies on anyone who feels butthurt about anything.
Right.
It's not to necessarily say what I've done is wrong by putting that video up there. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's factual. It shows what happened. Yeah. But at a push, I could blur their names and their faces, but you can't change facts. It's like saying that somebody who's caught speeding or caught beating up somebody in the local town, who goes to court for it, is caught banged to rights, then wants it wiped off their record and nobody can ever talk about the fact that they ever happened. Right. It's like, it's this kind of like we want to delete everything in relation to this event. So, I mean, I can understand pulling back, like, coming back and pulling back from it to a degree, but you cannot erase events like this. And I think people need to own their actions. And my points about whether these people are safe to be around or good to be around or act in what I consider to be a loony way, that doesn't mean that they are literally mentally ill. I'm not alleging that, right? But acting in a loony way, like Looney Tunes, like Wacky Doodle, yeah, like Crazy Times, like like Off the Wall, yeah. I think that's fair to say that, yeah. I could say worse, but I'm not going to. I think it's fair to say they're acting like bastards and that I dislike their activities. I think that's fair, yeah. Right. Because I'd stand by it, and I'd stand by it in a court of law, and I'd say that is my opinion. I have stated it publicly on my diary, channel, and that's how I feel. If the court feels that I'm not allowed to say that they are bastards in my eyes, then I'll have to retract it. But until a court says that I have to retract it, I don't think I should be listening to anything from a solicitor firm or from these people, especially with the way that they behaved. I don't have to listen to them, or I don't have to listen to their law firm. I have to listen to a judge. But let's let the judge deal with it.
Yeah, if somebody if I went to visit somebody or their house when nobody was there, which is technically what you did, and a neighbor comes up and throws cow poop at me, starts yelling at me on a megaphone and making siren noises, threatening me, hitting me with a stick, I would say that's the looniest thing that happened to me in the last 20 years.
Yeah, seems to happen to me more. Well, meeting security guards, you get into some situations, but yeah, that's probably one of the more crazy things I've had in a while, actually. Yeah, and when we use the term crazy, we mean crazy behavior,
right?
Yeah, it's like hard to reconcile why people would behave like that,
right?
I mean, if people want to come over and have a discussion about why they're unhappy people are going in that house, I will talk to them all day long. But if they want to come up with a megaphone and scream in my ear and shouting obscenities at me, how the hell do they expect people to react? You're like, I'm the one having to hold it together and behave like a normal person in the face of people screaming and shouting or throwing things.
Yeah.
It's like you'd think if what they were saying was true, and that what they're alleging is that people who come to the house, I was one of those sorts of people, but other people who come to the house are very aggressive and this and that. Well, I wasn't aggressive. I didn't throw anything at them. I pointed out some things that I believed were facts, and they screamed and shouted and, weren't happy with that, when these facts were pointed out.
My first impression I got from them doing that was that this is something they're prepared for, they look forward to and enjoy.
There was a smile, allegedly, if you look closely at the footage, when this person was going, when one of these people were looking for shit to throw on the floor, they were smiling.
I think
they were smiling as they were going to pick it up. They're like, yes, looking for it, because the shit throwing was something that they seemed to be happy about. They were just about to throw some shit and it was going to make them feel happy. They were smiling about it. They didn't seem to be in a state of distress. It seemed like they were quite prepared for this. And I think having a megaphone to hand kind of proves the point, doesn't it?
There was somebody named John Smith that replied to me, I think, that said, we really enjoy our megaphone. We really enjoy using our megaphone, I think it was.
What?
Yeah.
And because the thing is, I've recorded all their comments. So if any of this comes up in a court case, I recorded all the comments which were from the people who claimed to be those people.
Right.
Yeah. So I've got those comments, and I've got everybody else's comments as well. So if they're posting under other names as well, but I mean, it'll be there. It'll be there.
I was called a lot worse things, I think, than you called them.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of people weren't really buying, I don't think, a lot of my friends weren't buying this story that they were giving out. If I didn't have the evidence that I did, I think people might believe, well, is there something to this story? Because it's kind of like, well, if I can't prove what I'm saying, and these people are obviously, they're very upset for some reason, it might have some traction. But because I could prove, with my video and the timing of it all, it's kind of like, yeah. And I don't think there was any other drone flying around that day that would have been misinterpreted or misidentified as me, So mine was the drone. When I got in the air, they started shouting, and I wasn't anywhere near their house at the point that they were shouting. I could hear them shouting in the distance, get that effing drone out of the sky, and it was like, I shouted to them, no. Yeah. And then the shouts got louder, and then a megaphone turned on. It's all within 30 seconds. It was, get that fucking drone out of the sky. And I'm like, no, okay, fucking get out the fucking sky. I mean, I'll give you the complete inflection that was coming from one of these alleged persons, right? It was, get that fucking drone out of the fucking sky now.
Right.
That was kind of like, boom. They were really kicking off at a time when the drone was nowhere near them at all. Absolutely nowhere near them at that point.
Right.
So, I mean, I carried on doing what I was doing because I'm like, well, I'm not actually doing anything to them as they're screaming and shouting. I'm not doing anything wrong. So why should I have to get the drone out of the sky? But as they started coming towards the field, oh, here we go. So I brought the drone down and got it down, but it's like, by that point, it's like, well, they can see that's my drone. They can see it's landed. So we have a complete connection between the events of they start shouting, they come over, I've got the drone in my hand, I'm putting it away, and that log is there, and that flight log shows the exact same thing that is on my footage. So, I mean, like that event that they're talking about there, right? And I haven't heard of any other event of another time a drone was being flown or anything else. So we're talking about one event. It just doesn't add up. So I don't think a judge would take it seriously. Anyway, I'm spinning my wheels here on the same points, but here's an interesting thing they go on to. They say data protection. Right now, this is interesting because right.
Let me just, Matt. I'm sorry. If you see me disappear, my cell phone battery died, and I'll go join you on chat after that a few minutes later.
Oh, okay, mate. Yeah. All right. Well, they're talking about, it says, I may be aware of the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and the Data Protection Act 2018, right? And I am aware of them. And there's a reason I'm aware of them, because I know all about them. And guess what? If they're bringing up data protection, right, that involves people who are processing data which holds personal information about people. Yeah. So I'm not processing information about people, right? The BBC did. The BBC put the name of these people out in front of millions of people. So that was already in the public domain. Okay. So I'm not the BBC. I'm an individual, and this is my diary. Yeah. So I'm not subject to GDPR regulations because this is not something I'm doing as a hobby or as part of a group of people that work together like an airsoft group or ham radio club. This is me, one person, individual, and it's to do with my daily life. Yeah. So GDPR doesn't apply. So if this is a law firm going GDPR, yeah, I think you need to be aware. Don't tell me that I need to be aware of GDPR. I think you, law firm, need to make yourself aware of GDPR because you don't understand what GDPR is. And data protection, again, doesn't apply to me, yeah, because I'm not a business, yeah. I'm an individual who's making photographic and video recordings when I'm out and about, which I am perfectly legally entitled to do so, even though some people, right, including police officers who are butthurt, don't like being filmed, and people don't like being filmed, right? I'm allowed to film them. So that film I took of those people, I'm allowed to do. I'm within my legal rights to do it, right? And I'm within my legal rights what I do with that from that point onwards, yeah? And it's not subject to GDPR or to data protection, right? It's not a closed circuit television camera. It's my phone, right? It's not something that's attached to a building that's permanently recording. It's my phone, yeah? It's not something which I'm processing for their names and address information and their bank details and you know, things around them, their passwords, their login details. I don't have any of that information.
Well, plus it happened to you, so they're trying to censor you and your experience.
So they're basically saying that the government requirements about data for companies applies in this case in order to silence me when it doesn't. It doesn't apply in any way, shape, or form. And it says, here we are. It says I have no legitimate basis for the processing of personal data under GDPR or DPA. I have no legitimate basis, but I don't want one anyway. I've never sought a legitimate basis to do it because I don't need one. So I'm not seeking to process anyone's personal data because filming on my phone doesn't qualify under GDPR or data protection. It's my phone. So, you know, for the avoidance of doubt, their clients do not consent to having their personal data processed. Well, that's fine because it hasn't been. So they're perfectly in the clear. Don't worry. You know, go back to sleep. You know, it doesn't apply. It's like a dog is not capable of murder because only humans are, right? A dog can't commit murder. Yeah.
Right.
It can kill, but it can't do murder because murder applies to humans. So in the same way as you can't apply GDPR and data protection to an individual in the way that you're attempting to do it, you're getting law wrong. Okay, so I suggest you go and study a little bit harder law. Okay, because I'm not a solicitor and I can tell you you're on a very, very dodgy wicket with that one. But okay, then it says misuse of private information, right? Misuse. Their term, I don't agree with it. It's my private video, which I can use. Yeah. So they have a reasonable expectation of privacy when it concerns videos of their house, garden, clients, children. I agree moralistically that they have a right to their privacy. I would never argue that they don't have a right to their privacy. But in fact, if you look in case law, it's okay for people to film from the street, your premises, and if they happen to catch you on your premises in view, whether it be inside the window of your house or standing outside your house, that's allowable. Okay?
Well, didn't you also tell them when you started your camera, I'm filming this for my protection? So you notified them that you were filming them. It was their choice to stay and be filmed or to leave.
Well, they chose to film me as well and act out in front of my camera. You're exactly right. They chose on that basis to stand there and act out and do all the things they did in front of the camera. I cannot prove, it's my word, but it's hearsay, the things that happened with them screaming and shouting, get that fucking drone out of the sky. I can't prove that because that's hearsay. What I can prove is the logs and the film. You know, speaks for itself. So, you know, they've got me on film. If you want to compare the two, their footage and mine, there's nothing edited, you know, they'll exactly match, you know, so they can film, they're filming themselves swearing, and he's probably filming his wife allegedly throwing shit at me, he's probably got a better shot of it than I have.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, so it's pathetic. So it's like they have got a right to privacy, but the privacy is in their home, right? And that's how the law works. It's not in your garden, right? If the garden is facing other premises, which this was, right? I was on somebody else's land and was able to see, right, with my drone, their trees and the roof of their house, right? And the law states that if I'm 150 feet away, right, even if I glancingly, very quickly, blurredly moved my camera past that, it was not able to see your faces, who was there. I didn't even know there was anyone in your back garden. I mean, it's like the frame is like this, and it's like a speck. And if you blew that up, I don't even know if you make noisy couple of pixels of, you know, I don't even know if there is a way that you could ascertain there was anyone there. I haven't even looked. So privacy, of course, we're working on the basis that they're saying that the drone flew down. It never did. So they you know, so it doesn't exist. And my world, my information, my facts, that doesn't exist as a problem. So it says any footage of our client's engagement with you. So now they're also trying to say that they have privacy. They have a right of privacy in me filming them attacking me. Really? Well, if we take it to court, there won't be any privacy there because the court will be getting to see it, and probably the newspapers who want to report on the case might come to me afterwards and ask me, can they have a copy of it? And the answer is going to be, unless I've been told not to allow it out by the court, the answer is going to be yes. I'll let them have it free of charge.
Right.
You know, because they don't have a right to censor my footage that I shot myself on my phone, which was my evidence of what they were doing to me. If they don't like it, then don't do it. Is my answer. If you don't like people seeing or you getting in trouble for things you've done, don't do them. You know, I'm sorry, it's not my fault that you have a problem with the privacy of you being seen to do things that you don't want other people to see you do. Don't do them then. Right, you know, right. If I run out in the street naked and somebody films me, I can't then go, oh, you can't show that footage because it's not right. Well, I shouldn't have done it. It's my fault. Own it. That's my argument there, and I think that there would be no question that I had the right to film and that I could show it to people if I wished to. You know, they could say, as they do in the next thing, any use by you of information which our clients have a reasonable expectation of privacy gives rise to a potential legal claim for damages or an injunction. Yeah, right. It could be said to serve a save to the extent that it could be said to serve a public interest. So they're actually admitting there, right, that the only argument I would have is that my video could be said to serve a public interest. So apparently my video in warning people that I know, my mates, that this is what these people are like, has a public interest. And so therefore it does have a public interest, doesn't it? So you're going to get an injunction against me to not be able to warn people that don't go there. They might freak out on you, these people. Right. Yeah. Right. So I'm not allowed to warn people that they may do to you what they did to me, showing them that video when it is a public interest thing. Oh, I think the judge is going to be very, very interested in that, you know, as an injunction. Claim for damages. What's the damage? Was anyone seen? Were your daughters actually seen? No. What was actually filmed? The house. Who could claim for damages? Right. Well, you could claim for damage that it's hurt your feelings. I think the judge is going to say, well, you shouldn't go around shouting at people. Yeah. Right. Or throwing things. Yeah. Then I could do a counterclaim and I could say, well, my feelings and physically I've been impacted by their crap. Yeah. So it's not just a verbal assault, it's harassment and physical assault. Yeah. So, you know, you had I never threatened to shoot a drone out of the sky with a shotgun. I never threatened anything to those people, but I had stuff thrown at me and they made threats to me.
Yes, in the States, even if the person doesn't own a gun, they would be arrested for that threat.
Yeah.
Because you don't even have to own a gun to make threatening statements about a gun.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, so, you know, this was reported to the police. Again, it's hearsay. It's hearsay. But I mean, you know, he didn't deny it when he was walking away. When I said, you know, you claimed to use, you know, claimed you had a shotgun, you're going to shoot it out the sky. He didn't sort of say, no, I didn't. He's walking away. He didn't deny anything. So it's like, you know, it's all very interesting. It's all very interesting the way that unfolded. But anyway, let's have a look. So defamation. The allegations could be defamatory against their clients and could cause serious damage to their reputations. So me showing people what they did could damage their reputation. Now, if it was me saying things that I couldn't prove, then that would be obviously defamatory. But if it's actually what happened, I don't think it can be seen as defamatory. Yeah. If I said that you smashed into my car, but there's no evidence of your car paint work on my car and nobody saw it happen, it's just my word against yours. Yeah. Well, that's not going to stand up, is it? You know, it's like, and if I then say now everything that you're saying to defend yourself is defamatory against me because you're saying I'm a liar now. Yeah. It's defamatory. It's defamatory. It's like, well, hang on. If there was video footage of you smashing your car into my car and then you said, no, I never did it, you're a liar. Well, who's defaming who? Because I'm the one who's being defamed. I'm the one who's being called a liar. Yeah. Because you're saying that something happened that clearly didn't, allegedly. Yeah. I think the evidence backs it up. Yeah. And if we're talking about reputations, they're trying to call into question and have done in the comments many, many times on the video saying, you don't know what that guy's like. He's not, you can't trust him. They've done all the things that they tried to do to damage my reputation. There's more to this than meets the eye. You don't know what happened because you weren't there. We were all witnesses to it. He's lying to you. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So in the comments, which I still have, right, they make many, many claims that I am lying throughout all of this when all I've done is just try to put the evidence that I put forward. Yeah. So I think I could have a case for defamation. Yeah. And I don't think if they hadn't done what they did, they would have nothing to worry about. And if I have shown this footage to people who are now thinking differently about them, right? Well, it's actually that happened. Yeah. They did what they did in their video. So if they did nothing to be worried about, then I don't think it could defame them or could damage their reputations or lose the money or whatever. But if they did do those things in the video, then it possibly could color people's opinions towards them. It might have a detrimental effect on employment or, you know, all sorts of things. Maybe it should. Maybe it should. Is that my fault? Absolutely. Because they came to me and insulted me in those ways? And I recorded it and proved it.
This harassment.
It's like what they're trying to say here is if they'd come over to me and hit me with a baseball bat, the more they hit me and the more I film it, the more that hurts them.
Right.
That I prove it. So, you know, if they kill me, that really hurts them. It really hurts them.
You totally ruin their reputation.
Oh, I totally ruin their reputation. And the more they do to me, which they don't like people knowing about, the more it hurts the reputation, which is my fault. They are transposing the blame for that onto me. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. That would not stand up. Yeah. I didn't do the things in the video that they've got a problem with. I may have publicized on my channel by talking to my friends about it. And I may have put it around a few places, including some of the places that they work. as a warning, because I am interested in serving the public interest.
I think your connection,
I reported
Matt,
it to,
is getting funky.
I reported it
I
to
think
the
your
police. I
connection's getting
reported it to the employers because I was worried that they needed to see it, because they need to find out whether or not these people are in fact calm, sensible, sane, and I'm sure they are normally, yes. But when under pressure, maybe potentially they will behave like that, which is a problem. Yeah, in a normal, everyday, country garden fate with the neighbours and nice sandwiches and teas, they're probably very nice to be around. But when pushed, they behave in a rather erratic manner, and I think that's a bit of a problem. And I had problems with people like this when I was at school, and my word would have come into question there, because I would have never have been believed as a youngster, that I was being abused by teachers at school, physically abused, psychologically abused, yeah. And my parents would never have believed it, yeah. But they believe it as an adult when I told it to them. I said, you don't know some of the shit that went on. And I said, and those people, they made black white and white black, and I was made to look stupid, and nobody would have believed it. And nobody came to my aid, or nobody. It was nothing was ever investigated, because it's just so much shit for a kid. Just goes inside a shell, and that's it. The kid just doesn't come out and fight the case like I do. I fight now. I fight these cases of injustice, yeah. But as a child, I didn't say anything. I realized the only way to deal with it was to just say nothing. And guess what? That made the abusers abuse me more, because they knew I would take it and take it and take it and take it. I was the kid they could hit and nothing would come of it, because I was the one that wouldn't say anything, because they knew my parents wouldn't believe it. They would believe the teachers over me. So therefore, we can just beat the shit out of this kid and get away with it. And guess what? Those teachers shared that information amongst themselves. So I was their little abuse toy. Yeah. They all knew, even when I went from school to school, they were waiting for me. And they were like, oh, we've been waiting for you. We heard you were coming. Have some of this. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. That's the level of abuse. What I don't like seeing is people acting out like some of the events that allegedly happened here, and then it trying to be turned around like it didn't happen. Well, I've got the evidence. That's what I don't like. That's why I reported it to the police, and that's why I reported it to a certain establishment where somebody may work, where they may have contact with children. And I'm doing it because I remember what happened to me, and nobody stood up for me at the time. So there we go. Is he gone? He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. I was expecting a reaction. I was expecting at least some sympathy. I was expecting to go, oh, Matt. Oh, Matt. So that is my justification for it. And I feel strongly, I feel passionately about that. You know, there are people that don't stand up in the right circumstances for, you know, people who are a little bit downtrodden. I mean, to be honest, I'll say, right, just for you friends of mine that know about it, I've had an apology from the person from the other night. Okay. So I'll set the record straight. Okay. He's apologized for not being there. And he's got issues which mean that this could happen again, which is why I've said to him, it's happened to me twice now. There isn't going to be a third time. Okay. So he's paid me my petrol money, and we'll just chalk it up to experience. You know, so what? I got to drive. I drove up there and I drove back. But, you know, we chalk it up to experience. Shit happens. Yeah. But I did say to him, I said, if we can both learn something from this situation, yeah, it's like I've learned now that I can't really risk coming up to see you again. So I've learned something, okay? But I think you need to learn something, in so much as you definitely don't want to turn your phone off or ignore your phone because you can't face the fact that somebody is coming up to see you, which is what was arranged. Maybe because they're a big YouTuber or something, or you're just scared in general about people. And I think it's probably got something to do with maybe because I'm a slightly bigger YouTuber, because this thing reared its ugly head the last time because there were a load of famous YouTubers coming down and he didn't show up. And then this time it's me on my own, but he didn't show up. And I sensed that there's an issue there. And I just said, look, just realize you have an issue with this. Don't be going inviting people down in the future if you're going to create a problem. And if you are, if you panic or if you can't face people, just put it in a text, right? Or say something, but don't let it run the course and do nothing until it's all over and too late. Yeah. I said, that's the wrong thing to do. But I can accept that's the way it was, and it's dealt with now. And I think we've kind of, we've dealt with it. But, I do have to kind of warn people. Again, I have to warn people. This is the thing, you see, because it seems like, kicking somebody when they're down, especially if they've got an issue or a problem. But it's not kicking somebody when they're down. It's warning other people. If you go to see this person, there's a chance they may not show up. Okay? So be aware of it. You're all warned. Okay? Once everybody's warned, then if everybody wants to play in that ballpark, and then we all knew. So it's like, I won't be doing it again. But if anybody else wants to, they're more than welcome to. If they want to take a chance and go and see this chap, they may well see him. Just don't, maybe if you're not a famous YouTuber, he might actually see you. Or if he's having a good day, he'll see you. But, it's like, it's a shame. It's a real shame. But communication is the key, right? Going dark and going off radar is not the answer. But I think we've dealt with it now. So hopefully we won't be hearing any more about that, because I'm not going to make any attempts to go and hang around that neck of the woods with that chap again. So we shouldn't be hearing about it again. But I mean, at least he admitted it was an issue, is a problem. Okay, fair enough. Shit happens. But like Dennis was saying, I've got to find something to blow my nose a minute. Hang on. Like Dennis was saying, I'm gonna have to go down and get some tissue paper because I ain't got nothing here. So give me a sec. I'm gonna get a can of beer as well. And we'll get some people on to have a chat in a minute. Hang on. Oh. Right. Le papas, le pups. Angel's lying out in the hallway. I'm not going to say too much because you'll start to wind her up, which is like what happened with Dennis. If I say too much, oh, she's getting up now. She's up. I was going to say I don't want to interact too much because it'll get her going, and then she'll start kicking off when I'm trying to talk to people on the stream. Hey, you baby, you baby, you baby. Go to bed. Go and lie down. Go on. Yeah. I was tired. I woke you up. I'm sorry. Go beds. Go on. Go beds. Go beds. Yeah, go beds, you puppies. Yeah. I ain't got nothing for you at the moment. I'll go and get you some in a bit. So yeah, right. Let's put the thing in the. I didn't get a beer, did I? Shit. Let's put the thing in the chat channel, and if anybody wants to come on, they're welcome to. Now I'll try and read your comments as well, because I haven't read the comments at all. Sure. Where do I find the thing for what my stream is? Hang on. Let me just bring it up on this window over here. It's usually a good way to do it. So if you want to come in with your oh look, there we are. Look, legal threats from you know who, the dung throwers. There we are. Come in. Oh, come in with your oh, there we are. So yes, you've got the link. There we are. There's all your chats. I'll go through the chats in a minute. If you've been donating, thank you, friends. I shall. It's always nice to have a couple of quid donation for the old petrol fund from friends. So right, let me get a can of beer. Can I have 4 beers? But I've got a fat. Is that fat arse? Is that fat arse? No, it's not that fat, is it? It's a bit of a gut. Oh well. Have I got a glass? Yes, I have got a glass. Hang on. Yeah, I got 2 beers. 2 beers. Right, sorry about that, folks. Nobody came in the chat thing anyway. Too contentious for you, is it? Well, look, I'll talk a little bit about it on my own, just to sort of wrap up. I'll go through the letter a little bit. Let me go through your comments and make sure. Hang on, what's this then? Loving your diary entries. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Stuart Carrier. Yes. Yes, mate. Yes. Yes, absolutely, mate. Hey. Oh, this is going to be hard to get him to. Oh, God. Here we go. All right, mate.
How you doing?
It's going to be very hard to tame you down, because I want to keep this video up there. So you're going to have to be on best behavior now, because you're like me when you get going.
Wow. What can
It'll be
I say?
F in blinding, blah, 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 but I want to try and be a level-headed, nice, sensible, talking about this in a debate manner.
Well, this is not going to happen, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave. Oh.
You can't do it, can you? You can't.
I will try. All right, I'll try. I think that's all I can do, right? I'll try. Buddy.
Be just totally like Mr. Spock. Just think dispassionately. Imagine you're in a courtroom and this is a court case, and you've got to just
do that. Last
tell
time
it how it
I got
is.
took down, mate, because I told the judge to, so yeah, I'll be a bit nice on that one. But yeah, I can't say what I said. But let me disappear upstairs, because it'll be a bit less quiet.
Quieter.
Yeah.
Hey, Clive, thanks for your donation, mate. That's very kind of you. Free Matthew Williams. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, where's all this going to go, innit? How far do these people and this solicitors think it's going to go? I mean, you know, this is standard bullshit, right? I mean, like Louis Rossmann gets letters from Apple Corporation threatening him. Yeah, this is how many? We're not talking $1 billion corporation. We're talking $100 billion corporation. They're like,
it's ridiculous, isn't it?
$500 billion corporation sending a little man who repairs computers and saves people's photos, like gets their photos back off their broken iPhone, which Apple say we can't do, and they're going after him because they're like, "Don't you dare give people their photos back!"
And he just magically goes, "I know, I'll send them to my little minions," and in he goes. Gets them done, sends them back. And Apple, hate it, right? Because they're not making the cash, mate. That's why they're angry. So instead of him doing it on this side, why don't they go, excuse me, why don't we offer you a full-time job and you do it?
Why don't they take a leaf out of his book and offer to repair things properly? Then there wouldn't be all this stress and tension.
They could just say, well, why don't you train our guys to fix it, right? Or train many more thousands of people. Let's get the unemployment history at an all-time low, because we can offer 100,000 jobs worldwide.
Exactly, yeah. But of course, that would mean good wages for the people who work for them. And Apple are not famous for wanting to pay their staff brilliantly.
Do you want to know the worst thing is, right? I'm actually using an iPad to actually, whilst we're on here now, which makes it worse.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have a really big iPad here.
That's what I've got. The 10.2 new Gen it is.
This is a 12-inch, matey.
Well, we all like to brag about how big it is, like, do you know what I mean? But come on, Matt, let's keep this until WhatsApp at least.
Take this into court. Take this into court. Yeah?
You'll be sitting there, right? Have you seen that video, Smash the Pasty?
Smash the Pasty, yeah.
Oh, and he's proper like, yeah. And that's what he's going to do with the iPad. He's going to go, smash the iPad, mate. Smash the iPad. Take that 12-inch wonder.
I mean, these lawyers, right? They think they're dealing with a derp here. Yeah. They think I'm Mr. Derp, and they think literally I'm just going to be like and deflate.
It's
no. Seriously, folks, you need to do your research, right? Go and look at me. crop circle man, right? I've had
Oh, mate,
20
I get it,
years
mate.
of
I've done my research, mate. I knew exactly who you are.
fighting. Yeah.
And do you know the
I
worst of it
fight
is?
my case. Sorry.
Of course. No, that's cool because, like I said, I've done my research on you, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of the main reasons I
Getting my
actually
headphones
wanted
on.
to come and meet you, and go exploring because you know your stuff, and that's why I like it because you're very clued up on most of the things I know, and to be fair, I'm quite clued up as well. So I think it would be freaking goddamn ruthless if me and you got together.
Ooh, and had children.
Yes, Mr. Policeman.
Had
Put
man
that in
babies.
your crack pipe and smoke it.
We can have the Matt. What do they say when they're like animals, sire of animals? It'd be like mutant children via Matt and Taffy. Yeah,
that's it. Do you know the worst of it is? You're from Southwest.
Bum babies. That's what they call them. Bum babies.
That's the one.
Bum babies. Yeah. They just be like firing out like minions, like like attacking legal cases, like in a very rigid.
You don't want me on your side, like because like I'll just pull them, like I'll just rip them a whole new bum, like. Do you know what I mean? So and I'm pretty good at that. If you watch my video at Pool Park when it went totally wrong, you watch my Eggborough Power Station video, mate, when the Mr. Policeman arrested us. Within 2 minutes, mate, I was out of there. I was gone, mate, because I didn't like it. What's that?
Oh, it's my mate from Bristol, Age. He says, I've just had a telling off from one of your mods just saying hi and listening in, but spammed you a bit with Reanimate 2020. Did he? Yeah, that is actually one of my mates. That is one of my mates.
What's going on there?
I used to do lighting for animators, right? And we used to do parties and lasers and smoke and lights and all that. And Age is one of the DJs. He's a really good DJ. And yeah, I mean, he's kind of stopped doing the parties. He had a hip operation and he's living in Bristol. But yeah, I mean, he's one of these like one of what I class as like my mad mates, like from Bristol. Yeah. So we were all mad. We were all of us pretty mad, like when we were out and about. But yeah, I'm not surprised he's on, actually. Whoever probably put him on timeout or banned him, I'm not surprised he's on here going, reanimate. He's probably listening to music as he's doing it. He's probably going, animate. Is it in return? Yeah. Sorry, dude. Well, hopefully you'll get back on. But
if not, mate, looks like you need to set up a new channel to come on.
Well, yeah. So Dennis said his phone had died. Thank you to Clive Rutherford. I said thank you. Oh, Catherine Day. £2 donation. Thank you, Catherine. Dinkum Aussie, 14.99 Australian moolah. Have a couple of pints on him. Okay, we'll try. We'll have a couple of beers. Oh, are you drinking anything tonight, Taff?
Well, see, I was supposed to go exploring tonight. And that didn't happen. And then I thought, oh, it's Friday night. I'll go live, because it's 9 o'clock. And then I realised that there was some idiot already on called The Secret Vault. And I was like, why is my channel so quiet? And everyone was like, Secret Vault's on. And I thought, oh, bugger. And I thought,
shit.
I thought, right, so he's not only just like stolen me light. I thought, I'm going to go and hijack his channel. Watch. As soon as I come in, I was like, boom, mate, let's be having you. So,
are you just trying to get subscribers off me or something, Taffy?
I don't need subscribers. Do you know why? Because my channel's crap. And you don't want to check out my channel because it's either with Taffy or Taffy's Little Adventures.
Well, I reckon we should grind each other for subscribers in any way we can.
Mate, if I get one new subscriber, mate, I'm happy, mate. If I don't get any at all, mate, I'm not really about my subscribers, But every single one that does come onto my channel, I interact with every single one, and I try and get a conversation with every single one as well. Ah, look, you figured out your banner.
A banner? I thought something's missing here. I saw it on this guy's channel. This guy's channel. This one. Yeah, that guy. And I was like, how'd you do that then? And he's like, oh, you just press a button. I'm like, oh yeah, shit. I never looked at those buttons. Yeah, right.
I like pressing buttons. That's what it is.
What says? There's the thing. It says brand. So I can put a logo up as well or something, is it?
Yeah, but you have to pay for that though. But you earn way too much money on here anyway, so £20 a month is going to be all right.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, but I think, do you know what? I've been having this debate recently. I've got on my other channel we don't talk about. Yeah. I mean, I was
Which
thinking
one's that?
I can't possibly to discuss it. It's
The other
just
two
disgraceful.
or this
I tell
one?
you what. I tell you what. If the legal firm goes and has a look at the other channel that we're not going to talk about, they will just drop that case like a hot. But they'd be
Oh,
like, no, forget it, forget it. Right?
yeah,
Seriously,
I did
this
comment
channel is
on
polite. Yeah.
Well, I did comment on one of your videos, but I noticed you'd taken the comment down because I was a bit naughty, saying that I hope he stands on a frigging Lego block and then sits on a cactus. I thought that might have been a bit brutal, but you know,
Well, the trouble is,
no hate, mate, no hate, because
I'm not
you know,
sure who we're talking about here because we're probably not talking about the same people we've been talking about tonight, but let's not be specific. But the reason I probably took it down is because there are legal proceedings, actual real ones that are going on right now. There are real legal proceedings going on with some people out there, and you could probably all guess who that is, yeah. And I don't want to be seen to be attacking those people. You know, not that I really wanted to ever attack them ever. I never even wanted to, you know.
But if they
but
got them, right,
but they did start it. They did start it.
A war,
yeah.
They better be prepared to carry that war through, because if you're like me, you like to finish that war, and you always come off laughing at the end of it.
Well, I think it's rather sad because I mean the only outcome that could possibly happen from that event, those series of events, is that we are all very suspicious of that person now in a way that we never were before.
Nope.
And we're all having to defend ourselves, which means that we're going, "Oi, Mr. Police Officer, can you tell this guy?" Because it's taking the sights off the target as well. It's like, you know, it's like saying, Taffy, you know that time that you never paid me that tenner? Well, I'm going to kill your family and everybody you know. And it's like, well, hang on, a bit of an overreaction in it for a tenner. Well, we've taken our sights completely off the target, and we're you know,
all I'm going to say, mate, is don't threaten my little sister, because my little sister's worse than me. I'm just throwing that out there, like, do you know what I mean? So it's not me that you got to look out for. It's the little Rottweiler that's biting your ankles off, mate.
And by the way, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've never said anything like that to somebody. But what I'm saying is there are people who are reacting that way to me.
Oh, I know.
Right? I'm not trying to give people the impression that I've ever said that. But that's what's happening to me and others. Like, I mean, you know, we've not had any real reason to like, you know, have a go at that particular person, but like they just started shouting out some real shit about us.
Oh, you know, and I've seen some of the messages. I'm not going to say who I've seen them off.
Yeah,
but I've seen a couple of messages.
I mean, it's just so unnecessary. I mean, I don't know where all that came from, you know. I mean, and I could say,
and it was just absolutely crazy.
I could say things like craziness and stuff like that, but again, I don't really want to even like suggest those sorts of things, because the police are now dealing with it. The police are now dealing with it. My attempt to say, look, piss off, didn't work. And it made things worse.
You tried, and that's without, you know, you doing what you did. But that person that's in question, they tried going down the mental health route as well, didn't they? Saying that they were having a mental breakdown and stuff like that.
Oh, I even forgot about that. No, said they were going to kill themselves.
Yeah, that's it.
On the channel, they said they were going to kill themselves because we were talking about them. And it's like, the only reason we're talking about you is because you're making us discuss this. And we're trying to say, leave it alone. Go away. Leave us alone.
Right? You've probably got about 500 people that are watching, right? And I'm dead open, right? And I talk about it quite, you know, on not a regular basis, but, you know, if someone asks, you know, I'll talk about it. So, you know, like last year, I tried to take my life 4 times last year within 12 weeks. So due to poor mental health. So, you know, I hung myself, I took a drug overdose, I jumped in front of a train, and then I jumped in front of a bus. So
you're indestructible then, basically. You're like that character by Bruce Willis.
If you want to go down,
I think you need to become a crime fighter.
I am more than happy. I will talk about it. I'll talk about my demons. That's not a problem. right? But I've now got all the help I've ever needed. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm sorry to hear that things got that bad for you, because
it was awful. It was beyond bad, you know. And I was looking at this dark hole, and I had like this torch out, floodlights, you name it. Could I see an exit point? I couldn't. And the only way I could see was just to dig further and further and further until there was just no point of return. Do you know what I mean? And you know, and it's, you know, mental health is scary, but this is what the point I'm trying to get to, right? They were saying, I'm going to go and do this and I'm going to do that because they wanted attention.
Yes.
And wanting attention and actually craving attention but needing help are three different things.
Yeah.
So don't start crying and start whinging to every little fucker on YouTube, excuse my French, but right.
Sorry, I'm laughing at somebody's comment, not you.
You know,
yeah.
So don't, do you know what I mean? It's like, come and talk to me. You want to talk about mental health? You find me right on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. I'm even on Snapchat. I'm on everything, right?
Yeah.
Find the social media. Look for me. I'm probably on there. You want to talk about mental health? I'll sit there for hours and I'll talk about it. But don't fucking play on it, right? Because there's people like myself that do actually suffer. Yeah. So people like that, right? And that's the final straw. I think another explorer sent you a bit of a video. Do you know what I mean? Of the end of one of my live streams when he came onto my live stream, and I was a bit blunt. I don't know if you've been sent that video. I might have to dig it out and send it to you because
I might have, but maybe it just washed over me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I was a bit blunt. You know, I was a bit cruel, and then I just went, anyway, guys, on that note, I'll see you soon, and I went off my live stream. I finished my live stream, and it was just funny. It was hilarious, you know, but just don't...
Well, people thought I was being really ruthless with this person, but I said...
No,
hey,
I don't think you were.
Guys,
I think you could have been a lot worse.
I could have, but at the end of the day, I wanted to say, look, I think this is bullshit. I hope I'm wrong, but if all you guys want to fawn over ringing the police and getting something done about it, you waste your time, because honestly, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think somebody should have done something, but it wasn't going to be me.
No,
and to be honest, it was like with my ex before they hung themselves. I'd been there so many times, like you know, for them, and like. And he did it when I wasn't around. You know, he actually hung himself when I was long out of the picture, you know.
No, and that's it, you know.
You know, but he told me he was going to do it a number of times, and I was just like, in the end, I was just like, oh, God, what's, you know, what?
He's still alive. It's heartbreaking, because if you're going to go through it, you need to go through with it, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? You know, prove a point to yourself.
Telling people you're going to do that sort of thing is only going to get you attention from the authorities. And the thing is, but most people know the police, they just come around you
under either a 136 or a 137. Yeah.
If people believed him
under the mental health, under the Public Act, right? Because he's then a danger to himself and he's a danger to the public. And do you know how I know that? Because I'm a level 3 in social care and mental health, and I'm classed as a technician. I'm one below a paramedic, and that's the only reason I know.
But you also know then how hard it is for the police, because they turn up at people like that's house, right? Whose name we won't mention because we don't want to give them attention, even though they're getting it in a sideways way.
You know,
right?
That could be anyone, couldn't it? That could just
it could be anybody.
Carl, couldn't it? Or a legend or someone.
Yeah, I mean, but it's somebody we don't talk about anymore, so it ain't none of those. It ain't none of those.
On this channel or even on mine, he's not welcome. So
yeah, but I mean, you know, the thing is, there's a way to get attention, right? I like attention.
Oh, of course.
Let's go out there and do some videos and do some good stuff. You know.
The funny thing is, Matt, what was that conversation that we had right on WhatsApp? I'm only gay on the weekend, but if you touch my bum, I'm gonna break your fingers. Do you know what I mean? And that, you know,
I don't generally touch people's bums unless I know they're gay.
Mate,
or camp.
If you want me to be, I don't mind.
See, so he's offering now. I could touch his bum.
Yeah.
See, that's what he's saying.
Nah. I might have to just bite your fingers.
Nah, I won't. I won't. I won't be doing that. I won't be doing that. Yeah. But anyway, we digress. Thank you, Clive Rutherford, for a second donation. Blimmin' heck, mate. What the hell? outpourings. Dennis, we thanked him for his little donation because he said, oh, his phone died, and I think that's about it. But it doesn't go all the way to the top. I might have missed some. So thank you anybody else who's done it. So yeah, the point is that, I mean, I do help. I help people all the time, but I have a tolerance level of like, once the bullshit gets too much, and once the pain gets, once it gets too hard, I have to step back, because I mean I'll end up like helping these people at detriment to myself, you know, and then it's going to be like, it's going to be hurt.
It cripples you then.
It cripples me, and it wastes it, you know. The time wasting is not such a thing. It's like, if you know it's going to help somebody as well, but like for a lot of these people, they're just milking you for your time, and they want to get a negative reaction out at the end of it, like, so they can feel like, haha, wound him up, or haha, fuck them, or haha, I got me up now, innit? You know. But it's so pathetic. Like, I mean, these people could have been on a trajectory to doing good things with themselves, with their channels, with whatever, you know, but they just want to get petty. They just want to get really like petty and like, you know, narky. Like, and I put up with it for a certain amount of time, and you know, I was putting up with that person for a while with their weirdness. Yeah, I was putting up with the weirdness. But I was not saying anything about that or doing anything about it. No. It's just like, you know, it was just like, you're just putting up with little things here and there. You're just putting up with it, put up with it. But then they just turned around and flipped on me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I should have just kicked them out into touch, like, you know, straight away. Definitely. But I'm just way too easygoing, like, you know. I mean, there's been shit going on there for ages. Little things, but when you add it up, it's, you know, you think, okay. And you know, when you add it up,
of course it does. But the little things make the bigger and bigger and bigger, and then before you know it, it's a big volcano, mate. It's exploding, mate, and you ain't gonna stop. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I think you're exactly like me, Mom. Do you know what I mean? And you are. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I think that's pretty scary, you know, because I'm not
heterosexual, mate.
Wow. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them, innit?
Go on, sorry, I cut you off then. I'm so sorry, right? I've been accused of cutting people off in mid-flow conversations. Can we rewind you and find that moment so you get back into it? You said you're just like me, and then and then I cut you off with a joke. So sorry.
No, it's all right.
Where were you going? Where were you going with it? Sorry,
because you've interrupted me.
Sorry, that's why I got to stop doing that. But the thing is, see, I think people say that people say that to me because they know that it's going to make me question myself, and I just
don't ever question yourself, right? Because
and it's like, because then it's like you just end up like spinning gears in your own brain, like, am I being a bastard? Am I not? And then I have to like watch my videos. I'm like, I don't know. I think we were having a bit of fun there. I think we were having a bit of fun. I don't see what the problem is.
Anyway,
and it's just like,
I think it's character building anyway, and it's not bullying. It's character building. We're just making them into a better people, mate. That's all we're doing. We're just, making them from snowflakes, mate, into little buttercups, innit?
Yeah,
and then they're gonna grow, and that's it. They're gonna blossom, flower.
at the end of the day, like, you know, I mean, people will tell you that I do have like a threshold, and I just go fuck it, and I blow up on people, you know, and sort of like say I've had a gut spill, that's it, you know, and I just like threshold. But people are pushing me, you know, in that direction for such a long time, you know, till they reach that point where I go, fuck it.
I want to just say though, because one of your lovely subscribers have just given you a lovely super chat called Natalie Hibbert.
Oh, Natalie Hibbert. Yes, hiya. Because I'm a true legend. Sorry, I'm joking.
Die quietly.
Thank you. I'll try. I do wish sometimes, you know, like I suppose it's it'd be nice to say goodbye to people, you know, when you die, but I think it'd just be nice to just die. Just like go. Don't like know this protracted long old bollocks, you know, just go.
Well,
you know.
I do want to ask you one little thing though, without giving details away. I do believe you did have a voice message off another YouTuber asking if you're coming at the end of the month.
Yes.
Okay, buzzing.
I am.
I'll see you then.
Yeah, I
This is
will.
gonna be epic, mate.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty mad. I might have to bring some
bring the big boat
equipment.
out, mate. You need to.
Yeah, I was going to say I might have to bring.
Yeah.
Well, if I've still got the big boat, I could bring the big boat, but I think I
Just tell him it's been
probably.
postponed.
No, I'll bring the small boat, the new one.
Yeah, it would be awesome, mate. So,
Yeah.
Right, guys, right, this is funny, right? Because last Halloween, me and this guy just here, yeah, we actually met up, but I only managed to stay for about 20 minutes because I actually got arrested about 2 hours after meeting him for doing an active power station.
Oh,
Right?
well, I believe that's when you gave me that sticker.
That's when I got you the sticker. That's the one.
Sorry, I got gas coming up. I'm not laughing. I'm like trying to prevent a belch coming out. Sorry.
No, that's all right. So, at the end of the month, with no dates or anything given, me and this little legend this way, because it's all back to front. This one. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh. Washing your teeth there, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're actually gonna get an actual video, guys, together for the first time in about, I think it's 2 years that we've been actually going, right, we need to meet up, and now it's actually happening.
But do you know what we need to do? Because I did say to Urban Legend and oh God, not Urban Legend.
No, Urban Lad Yorkshire.
Urban Lad, sorry, Urban. I was like Urban Legend. No, it's Urban Lad Yorkshire. Yeah, right. Right. The night's events are actually hidden on this machine. This needs to be edited, right? Because I still haven't managed to put it out. There's an IKS video I have to redact. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, because I don't like too much swearing on the channel because it'll give people a wrong impression of.
Yeah, that's my problem. I need to knock that on the head. I think.
No, but the thing is, see, that is me. That is me. Like anyone who knows me, if anybody knows me, I'm the most blue speaking. I'm filthy mouthed, you know.
To me,
but I can't do it on YouTube. You know, it's not good for YouTube.
This is my problem, you see, because I'm going to end up getting demonetized.
I treat YouTube like my grandmother, right? This channel anyway. My other channel, I treat like my enemy. My other channel, is like my enemy. It's the alter ego. It's the bits I won't say on here. It's all the swear words. It's all the dark, weird thoughts. All the comedy stuff I've seen that is just you can't put on here, right? It goes on there because that's sacrificial, you know. But this is like my grandmother. You know, I don't swear and I treat it with respect. You know.
Nice.
So
and do you know what? I might actually take you up on that, right? Because I'm such a nightmare. I swear to God, right? And the amount of people go, Taffy, please stop swearing because and it's like, but I can't help it because it just literally they call me Daryl No Filter.
Yeah.
Because I have no filter. I just get on with it. I just say what I say. It's a bit like playing catchphrase, isn't it?
Somebody on my phone beginning with G, right? He's a really nice chap. And I'm not going to name him, right? But his name would begin with G, right? And he sent me a message earlier on. It was 4 minutes, and it was every other word was F. It was like, oh, that'd be great. I can't wait for that. That'd be fucking. And I can't believe people go fucking all the time. It's like fucking what the fuck are they? And it's just like that. And I was just like, Jesus Christ! If you put that on YouTube, people would think you're nuts. But as a conversation between mates, it's perfectly acceptable.
Well,
you know,
like we've had some like pretty good conversations. Like so, you know, and you'll probably hear me like halfway through. Will you just shut the I'm trying to tell you, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and it was like, I think when you actually first messaged me, I was in McDonald's drive-through, so you could probably hear me ordering my my meal and stuff like chicken nuggets. I'll have 5 milkshakes. I'll have, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not doing drugs; it's tobacco.
Oh yeah, of course it was. Yeah, that's right. I'm just doing it. Hang on. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Urbex with taffy. Is it all one word or is it 3 words? Spaces. Hang on. Urbex with taff Y on the end.
That's
Right.
all.
I've press enter. Right, I've done that, and then I do that show. There we are, Urbex with Taffy. It's a shame it's not on the right-hand side instead of the left. How do you make it go on the right-hand side then?
Oh,
Scroll across the bottom ticker. No.
I can hang on.
Maybe if I put spaces in it. Hang on, if I put spaces in it, will it go? Oh, it's still on the left-hand side. Crap in it.
Oh, hang on.
I tell you how I could do it though. How I could make it do it. I'll put a load of dots in there, and then it will go on the right-hand side. Watch this now, see, because I am a ninja, right? Oh, more spaces, right? But I'm getting there. See, I'm on the right track.
I changed it. I changed my name for you.
Oh, there we are, Urbex with Taffy. So guess what? It's Urbex with Taffy, and now, finally, it's Urbex with Taffy. Urbex with Taffy. Urbex with Taffy. Yeah. See, it'd be nice if you could say centre, left, or right.
Yeah, or right.
In that, yeah. But I mean, okay, StreamYard, they'll get there one day. It's pretty good though, isn't it?
It's still quite new, isn't it, StreamYard? I think it's only about 18 months old, isn't it? At most 2 years.
Yeah, they're telling me that I'm coming up to 20 hours this month I've used, which is the limit you're allowed to have. Your limit, you reach your limit. So you might want to like start paying us. And I'm like, do I really want to start paying them? Maybe, maybe not. And I was going to come to this point, but I missed it earlier, of payments, because you said it's cheap. 20 quid a month is cheap. It's not. It's actually quite expensive. I think that's quite expensive because, and I'll justify this is something I talk about on my other channel, not on this channel so much, but I have Prime, Amazon Prime, and I use it a lot for getting deliveries. But the byproduct of it is I also get Amazon Prime TV. So not only do I get things delivered to my door really quickly, like I had something today. I had these headphones, which are only 10 quid. Nice. And I bought a pair, and they're actually bloody good, actually. They've got loads of bass on them. 10 quid, Orkey. They're really good. Unless they screw up, this is good value for money. 10 quid on Amazon. And it was delivered to my door in a day, right? And they're Bluetooth headphones. And I've just paid for a really good pair because when I go out on the road, I want to do so it sounds good because it sounds shit through my car mic. Anyway, why am I telling you this? But I get Amazon Prime free. So with a postage deal with Amazon Prime, I get to watch television as well. And there's some really good shows on it. Bloody good shows, yeah.
Nice.
Now, some people pay more money to have Netflix because this is £8 a month and I get all those shows, right? Netflix costs more. Now, some people would say, well, okay, do they like Netflix? Do they prefer it? Maybe it's a bit higher quality. But then you've got YouTube, right? YouTube want me all the time. They're going, premium, have premium, have premium. All the time I turn it on, have premium, have premium. So I'm like, well, how much does it cost? It's £11.99 a month just to remove the adverts off your YouTube, yeah? And like, to be honest, I mean, like, we're not professional television producers. We're not producing Hollywood movies and stuff like that, you know. And YouTube are making a lot of money. It's expensive. I would say YouTube are being cheeky, right? I would pay another 8 quid to YouTube to have premium. But out of principle, I'm not going to pay more than Prime. They're not only delivering parcels to me, but they give me a TV program when YouTube is just all these like random people's videos, yeah, which we produced for them for their benefit, and then they're selling back to us with this premium. If it was 8 quid, the same as, I would say yes. And I'll take you one step further. YouTube are greedy. Okay. Oh, cool. YouTube are really greedy because if I type in a movie, YouTube say, "Oh, you can watch that. Here's that movie." Yeah, it'll be like £8, £9. Go on Prime, £3-4.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper to buy movies on Prime than it is on YouTube. YouTube are greedy. They are greedy by a factor of 2, and they got to sort that shit out because, to be honest, if there's cheaper shit out there, if I Google something and I can get it for a £5 or a £10, which one do you think I'm going to do? Yeah, YouTube. Well, that's it. You need to sort it out. Algorithm, AI engine. You're too expensive. Match Amazon's prices.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is funny, like, and it is absolutely hilarious, you know, because like everyone is all competing with each other. So why would I spend £11.99, right, or £12, whatever it is, £12.50, I don't know, right, on removing all the ads every single month, right, when I could just skip them anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, all right, you're not getting paid for it, but
I can't watch adverts. I mean, I've said this. I mean, I can't watch them. I just cannot watch adverts. I mean, it's not, and I would pay. I've always said I would love to pay to have the adverts removed. And now they've got a service that says you can pay to have the adverts removed, but it's too much.
I bet there's a crack on there somewhere like that you can crack it.
Well, there is. I've got it. I don't get any adverts. I don't get any adverts, but I do on my mobile. It's the only thing that pisses me off is I get these continual things telling me to do it on my mobile. And one day I might just do it. But out of principle, it's like I will not subscribe to TeamViewer because it's £400 a year. And I only use it a couple of times a month, right?
Yeah, if you're lucky.
And there are other services out there that want to give it to me for £50 a year. So I'm like, I just go, it's up to you, TeamViewer. You can have my £50 if you want it, but you don't want my £50. You want £400, and you'll never ever get it, ever. No, it's up to you. Here's £50 waiting for you. Do you want it? And they're like, no. And it's like, well, all right, then I just keep telling people you're shit then, and I will never use you, and I'm going to remove you.
Do you want to listen to someone with 100 subscribers, or do you want to listen to someone with 25,000 or 26,000, however many you've got? Do you know what I mean?
You know,
and it's one of them, you know, where it's like, well, I think I could bring a lot more money to your network if you sorted it out for me, like, you know.
Yeah. Deco Floyd is saying that YouTube Music is not just no ads; it's basically 100 times bigger than Spotify. That's fair enough if you're into music and watching music on a video application. I'm not sure I am. I like to just download stuff, you know, and just play it. I'm old school. I mean, I haven't quite. It might mean something to you guys because you've grown up with it, but for me, it's like this is a video application. It's not a music application.
No, we're not making any money off it, right?
You know,
because this is funny, right? So all you lovely people tonight, right, that have sent secret vaults, right, a super chats, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? PayPal or YouTube, whoever
YouTube take 30%.
30%. 30%.
Yeah. Greedy, innit? Greedy.
Right? So not only that you're giving him lovely money to put towards whatever, right, getting new equipment or even paying for these services, but the cheeky little barstools, right, are actually taking 30%, right? Go on Dragon's Den and say, I'll give you 30% of my business for nothing, but just take it. Here, have it.
Yeah. And do you know what the funny thing is as well? YouTube for people like myself and yourself, right? And even people like Dan Dixon, you know, he's on 80. Is he on 80,000 subscribers?
He's nearly at 100 now, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And Steve Ronin and all these people, right? They put adverts on the videos, right? That makes YouTube money. It makes the person who's got the channel some money, right? But you do all that, and they still say to me, "You've got to subscribe for premium." They want my $11.99. After all that, they want my $11.99. It doesn't make sense. Once you get over a certain amount of subscribers and you're in that sort of thing, YouTube should just be giving it to these people like me because we're actually part of their network.
Yeah.
But they want me to subscribe. They want me to subscribe.
50% off for the first 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Or something.
You know.
Do you know what I mean? Yo, just to get you in. Do you know what I mean? After the 6 months, just cancel it. Do you know what I mean? But
it doesn't make no sense. It's like saying you and me are in business together, right? And like we split it 50-50, right? Everything we earn, but then I'm going to charge you for my part of the work. But we were in business, we split it 50-50. No, but I'm going to charge you more. But I thought the deal was 50-50. No, but I still. It's like, well, YouTube, we are your revenue generators. If it's somebody who hasn't got super chats and hasn't got lives and hasn't got adverts, they haven't reached that level, charge them $11.99. They're the viewers, they're not the creators. But to say to the creators who are like very, very famous, it's like they would want that $11.99 off PewDiePie.
Yeah.
They make him pay that $11.99.
Oh yeah, but you know
Off
they always
PewDiePie.
say, don't they? Never bite the hand that feeds you.
Mm.
So if we're giving them our money, right, inadvertently through adverts, right?
Yeah.
Why punish us and still make us pay more? Because it'll just put us off anyway altogether.
Well, once you get like super big, you probably would just go, oh, that's nothing anyway. You know, it's like, well, it's nothing, is it? It's like a trip to the bloody, you know, to get a burger or something. You know, it's nothing. It's nothing. But it's the principle, because I'm thinking, well, I'm not thinking about me. Like, if I can afford it, I can afford it. But I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about me when I couldn't afford it. I'm thinking about the me when that was a lot of money. You know, it's like every money. You know, it's like a mobile bill every month, you know, and for a television service and for the phone, and you add it all up, it's a lot of money. And the thing is, if Amazon can do it for £8 and produce all these wicked programs, and YouTube are only producing a few programs for their service themselves, but everything else is produced by all the rest of us for free for them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? It's like that £8 for Amazon not only gets them delivering, but they can make all these Hollywood movies out of it as well. And YouTube are going, we'll get you all to make it, but we want to charge more. Fuck off.
Oh, definitely.
Come on.
I just keep checking the chat, Joe, like, just in case.
Yeah.
I let it get to about 20 or 30, and I just keep clicking it, like, and then just...
Oh, I'm rubbish, man. I'm rubbish. I know LK Liam Computers, he did say something earlier on along the lines of YouTube are greedy or something like that. Yeah, I think he sort of agreed with me, but I could be wrong. Put words in his mouth.
Better than a phallus in his mouth.
Well... maybe that's a euphemism. We call phalluses words around here, because the penis mightier than the sword.
Yes, my friend.
The penis is mightier than the sword. Yeah, I think I've got it's written on here actually. Look, it's one of my little jokes. My pen is in here. Yeah.
Yes.
My pen is in here. That's where I keep all my pens.
Yes.
My pen is in here. So I like leaving little jokes for myself like that around the house.
Yeah, because when you come across him, you just can't help.
Yeah, I just like, did I do that? I forgot I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I finally meet you at the end of the month, will you just give me a couple of your stickers? Because in my house, I have a wall of fame that I have like so many stickers.
Oh, I've seen Carl's got a big thing up there, but you want a big you want a poster, don't you, rather than a sticker? Because that's not going to be
easier, mate. Yeah, whatever. If you can, or a sticker, mate. I can stick a sticker up. That's cool.
You're running out of space, I can tell. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, there's still some bits that I need to move around and stuff like that. Anyway, so because I've got two up for Carl. You see, I've got his old one and the new one.
He's got two up for Carl.
Yes, I have. And you, my friend, will get one too.
One wall, two stickers.
That's
you see the metaphor there, yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. He got it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. I got it, mate.
One wall, two stickers. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's it, mate. Two Urbexes, one sticker.
Never, ever watch that stuff, right? Ignore what we're saying. Just don't complain. Don't complain. Yeah, it will ruin you.
You've got no
ruin your life.
Oh yeah, a vivid imagination.
You will never recover. Your life will change direction.
I tell you what,
don't do it.
I feel a little bit sick, like just thinking about it. Put it that way.
I felt sick many years ago, mate. Look, I mean, I got wrinkles now.
I know, yeah. Mate. I could probably make you like a full head. Look.
Oh God. I tell you what, if you ever shave it. Oh no, I couldn't do that. It'd be too weird. I was gonna say, if you ever shave it off, I'll stick it on with spirit gum and I'll wear your hair on my head.
I might just shave it off. Like, just send it in the post.
No, don't do it.
Oh, that'll be so funny. It'll be like hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I do get it, shit, because like I'm trying to grow it. And you know what? I only noticed the other day that Dark Arts has got a very similar haircut.
Yes.
Carl, he
He has.
very, very
Yeah.
similar, and I didn't realise.
Well,
But I
yeah.
am trying to grow it.
It's fairly obvious, but yeah.
I didn't realise. And do you know what? Carl only lives about 15 minutes from me.
Well, when he's up north.
Yeah, when he's actually at home, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think we went to the same high school and stuff like. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Like,
Bloody hell.
but yeah, so it's a small world, isn't it? Get off it.
It is. I got all this gas repeating on me for some reason.
That's the lager. You should drink cider. You won't have that problem.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't normally. That's just like 2 pints, and I'm getting loads of gas for some reason. What did I eat earlier on? Maybe it's something I ate. Hang on. I'm gonna get beer number 3.
COVID-19 breaking out.
Yeah.
If anyone
God.
wants to buy the hanky, make sure you throw in a super chat. We'll send you the hanky.
Yeah, I'll send you. I'll send you Mr. Hanky if you want. You won't like it though.
Hanky, the Christmas
Poo. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Mate, it's fine. We've got it.
Well, yes, it is fine. I tell you what. I'm gonna go get a beer.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll just reconvene. I won't say too much. I was going to say that some comedy stuff I like. I did show somebody a couple of videos the other day of The Landlord, which is like, can I have four beers?
Nice. Is that
I can't. No, it's Will Ferrell.
Will. He's.
But I know if I put it on here, this video will get immediately demonetized and like taken off because Will Ferrell, believe it or not, he's very protective of his material. So, yeah. So I know people have been like had loads of trouble with his stuff. I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, so he should really. It's his material, but like he doesn't want to see his material appearing on other people's channels and then monetizing it. You know, which is fair enough because I mean, it's like it's his business. So, you know. But it's funny stuff. It's funny stuff. Anyway, I'll be back in a sec.
No worries, dude. Don't forget to get your headphones on.
I'll listen to you whilst I go downstairs and get a beer.
Yeah, no worries. So, anyway, guys, I'm Urbex with Taffy. Yeah, I go live on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday, 9 o'clock. So yeah, like I do a lot of obviously Urbex stuff. I do have a second channel as well, Taffy's Little Adventures. I build stuff like wooden huts and stuff like that. And you know,
why did you bring your channel up and like do a share the screen with us and show us some of your videos and give us a little talk through? So we rather than tell people about it, because I mean they're going like, well, who's this wacky guy and how does he know maths?
Funny enough, I was going to say my new. So why
don't you just give him a 5-minute walk through some of your videos, and I'll probably be amazed as well, because do you know what? I haven't watched many of them. I'm really sorry about that. I couldn't resist.
Well, I don't know.
That's really puerile of me, but I just belched words out.
Doing it on your side, aren't you? Doing a screen share, aren't you?
I can, but you'll have to direct me which ones to do then.
My latest one that's just come out, the Car Caves, that's literally just come out like tonight.
Yeah.
Or
you can. I mean, it helps when you're on a fixed line for these sorts of things. But I could
tablet, and I'd have to come off this, and then I'll probably end up losing it.
I tell you what, then, right? No, you can't share the mouse. You can share the screen, but you can't share the mouse, can you? No. Okay, I'll share the screen. You send me to the videos, and then we'll press play, and we'll see what happens. Okay, and okay, hang on. I've lost where I am now. Hang on, there it is. StreamYard.
I'm here somewhere.
Right. Oh shit! Yeah, right. Okay, so share screen, and it says which screen? I think it's screen 1. That's correct. And I say okay. Then I go to this and make sure we're not on a porn. You say I have to make sure we. No, I don't really watch porn. I don't, but it's just a joke, you know, just in case there was something bad. I tell you what. Do you know how confident I am? Right, that there's no porn. Right, I'm going to show you my history. Right. And I'm prepared to do this on all my channels. Right? I'll do this on any channel that you know I've got, right? And you will never ever see any porn, right? You see like geeky stuff, and you see like lots of like the dodo videos about rescuing dogs and animals, and techie stuff. Well, I like seeing these rescue videos, like, like from sort of something that was nearly dying to kind of like coming back to life and, and all that sort of stuff. And,
Nice.
yeah. So anyway, there's
It's
like,
cool, isn't it?
you can look, I could take you back months, right? You can go through this frame by 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 frame. You'll see all the videos. There's no porn. There's no porn on my machine. I don't think porn is boring. It's not as exciting as going out doing
I'd
urbex.
rather just getting on with it.
Yeah. I mean, there's even like Right Said Fred, because I thought, oh, what happened to them? Did they turn into all wrinklies? And yes, they did. So it's like, they did. They turned into all wrinklies. But I didn't know this because I haven't got a television. So, right. Okay, so it's I got to move my keyboard out. Urbex with Taffy. Oh, look, it came up. It came up.
Do you know why? Because I'm the best. Oh, you're not even subscribed.
I'm not even subscribed. I did warn you, didn't I? I did warn you, right? I said I warned you, right? I said I don't really know what your videos are about because I've not even subscribed.
Yeah, you come on my live stream the other day, didn't you?
Mm. I might possibly, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie, right? I might be subscribed to you on another thing, but I only really know you from meeting you.
Yeah, that's it. Because we haven't really spoken. It's only been in the last like 3 weeks, 2 weeks or something.
And to be honest, there's people who've come on my channel and donated me loads and loads of money that I speak to, and I've been meaning to for such a long time to go and have a look at their channels, and I haven't done it. I'm shit. I am totally shit. So now this is the reason I'm asking you, is because I might actually decide that I like your channel and maybe I should be looking at some of your videos.
Well, I think you should, because like I'm probably one of the best around, but with a less amount of subscribers.
Well, indeed. I mean, but you're over that limit, so we don't need to do a sympathy thing for you. So which video should we bring up then to kind of like interest people?
Right. I think the best one would probably be if you go back to the search bar and type in something like, I think it's Urbex with Taffy, Pool Park.
Right. Okay.
Because that's probably it's a bit further down. I think I named it something like Pool Park We Got Caught or something. I named it because Mr. PC.
Pool Park Gone Wrong. Is that it?
Yeah, that'll be the one. That might be the one.
Let's have a look at that then. Right.
So there you go.
Oh, now hang on. People often they complain that there's no audio. Right. Let me see if there's audio. Let me see if there's any audio on this.
I think I can hear it. Yeah, only just. Might have to turn it up a bit.
You can, but I don't know if the viewers can.
I don't think I can either.
You can't hear it.
I can a little bit. Do you know if you go back on that video? There, look, if you go down onto the music thing there.
Tell me how to do it.
Right, if you go back on the actual video, do you see?
Oh, yeah.
Go back one. Yeah, you see the little speaker
cog
thing?
speaker.
No, the one next to it on the right hand side.
Yeah.
No, go back where you were.
Back up. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that speaker there. Look, you see that one there? It's halfway. Put that. Yeah, right up.
Yeah.
Right. Try that
but
now.
Are people able to hear it? Right. Tell me in the chat if you can hear him. Tell me. It'll take 30 seconds to get an answer, but can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. It's a little bit on the low side. This is what you need to watch this video properly. Because
are you able to hear? There we are. You got some people saying they're subscribing to you. Oh, Tevra Goddard says no. Right. Okay. Let's do this thing, because somebody told me the other night, I think it might have been Liam. He said, you've got to do a thing and it makes the audio come out. So let's go to settings, audio, disable audio processing. No, I don't want that. Green screen. No. Guests. No. Audio, camera, show advanced. No. General. Audio avatars. Maybe it's under. If I stop sharing the screen and start sharing the screen again, make sure it's an option. Yeah. Right. Allow. Right. Okay. Screen one. But there's no option for audio with it. You see, there's no like. Make sure it has the audio. Hang on. Is there any other way I can do this? Shit. All right. Oh, here comes the tech man's coming. He actually wants to tell me. Right, go on then, tech man. How do I do it then? Go on, Liam.
I'll go on StreamYard now.
Okay, he's going to tell us. This is going to be a cliffhanger. Is it going to work? It doesn't matter because you cannot. I mean, it's not the end of the world, Urbex with Taffy, because you can always tell us what's in the video and you can describe it to us, and then they can go and watch it and they can hear all the actual emotion and actual audio. Oh, yeah. But it would be nice. It would be nice if we could do it. Or is it under camera mic? Is it under mic? No, camera mic. It's not under camera mic, is it? No. And I could pull the headphones out and it would come out of the microphone and you'd hear it coming through my speaker system, but then you'd have echo. But he's thinking about it. Liam, it's like you're typing stuff in here on my behalf. How do you do it?
Yeah, I'm trying to log into my account.
It's not easy, is it? I used to have this better sorted out when I wasn't using StreamYard, but StreamYard seemed like such an easy solution because it was just like it just does everything. And it's like, yeah, but it's still got a few little weird things it won't do. Maybe if I
just waiting for the
change the
6-digit code.
Maybe if I change the audio output from being SP-Diff to my hi-fi amp through coaxial SP-Diff.
Yeah, I just want to say
it's optical.
Thank you to everyone that's
subscribing.
The big red button for me. You're absolutely awesome.
I should watch more of this guy's videos. Yeah, he's probably got some good videos.
Subscribed himself, was he? The idiot up here. Look, he
I
wasn't.
know. I know, but the thing is, there's so many people, and I know them, but I haven't got time to watch their videos.
Do you know what? Do you know, right? I'm probably like the most idiot out there ever, right? Because I don't watch any urbexes out there unless they send me a link for the video.
Oh. I find it hard enough when I'm editing my video. I've got to watch it, edit it, then I've got to go away. Then I've got to come back and look for mistakes, and I've got to send it out to people. And then they go, "There's a mistake there." Then I have to re-edit it. Then I have to re-upload it. It's like 4 or 5 times you have to watch your own video. You ain't got time to watch anyone else's.
No, that's it. See, and I hate it because you watch one clip about 5 times, 6 times before you even get it right, and then before you know it, you've watched like the whole thing for like 7 or 8 times. It's just a nightmare.
Liam, I think we're gonna have to admit defeat you, and you have to tell me later, and we'll try it for next time because we're sort of like, let's just get on with doing some videos. Is it?
I'll find it again.
Liam, I'm sure you will find the solution, sir. I have total faith.
I will.
Yeah. Okay. All the best, mate. Catch you a bit. Thanks. Bye. Bye. There we are. Well, yeah, if I did it the old way, I used to have all my sound coming back into a mixing desk, which is under there. I've got a mirror. I'll show you. It's actually under. It's down there. There's a mixing desk. It's a big bastard. Can you? No, you can't see it. It's a big mixing desk. It's like that big. It's like big. Yeah. And like my microphone goes through it. Yeah. Everything. But what I used to do is I used to feed the audio back through as well. So I'd have that on a separate channel. I could control everything. Whereas like with computers, it's like it tells you what can go and what happens and what doesn't happen. I just like, no, I've got everything on a channel. I can decide what goes where. But I can't be asked to do that for ages. So yeah, we're reliant. So okay, right, let's get one of your videos up, Ben. Right. What I'm
going to do is I'm going to go downstairs because I need to dig out my charger for this. Right. And then I'm on 19%.
Are you seeing this?
I am. I had this sent to me.
So tell us about what we're seeing then. I can hear people screaming and shouting.
Right, so Mr. Local Farmer, right, he was.
Just sounds like a load of Liverpudlians having a screaming fit.
Yeah, he was going a bit mad.
Well, you can't speak to me like that. It's not right, you know.
Oh, he threatened me. He absolutely threatened me. So, yeah. So I took it very kindly, as I do. And I just told him, I said, "You're lucky it's me and no one else, because if it was somebody else, basically they would have punched you." So yeah,
It looks interesting. I like videos where there's a bit of tension. It's not because I want to go out and have tension. It's like, it's unfortunate. It's a byproduct of sometimes you get it.
Oh yeah.
But I can tell from what I'm listening to that you are fully amped up here because the shit that's happened.
Oh yeah. Right. So at this point, we were walking through the woods.
Mm.
And then basically we were just trying to find our way up into Poole Park. So these were two local lads that I'm very good friends with. They don't do a lot of urban exploring. And the guy that's just there on the left, Birch, he is a music producer for Fat Man Scoop, believe it or not. And he was over from America. So I was just showing him around a few little places so that he could do, some urbex stuff. So he's actually living up this way now anyway. So yeah, basically we were just trying to figure out a way how to basically get up there. In the end, I just started climbing through all the trees and bushes, jumping over rivers, which we'll come through in a minute. And then, as you can tell, I used my GoPro on my head. So I'm like, well, I'm going that way. So there's a bit of to and fro in here. I should have just cut a little bit of it out, but I just didn't bother. There you go. Right, yeah. So if you go back a little bit, just a little bit, anywhere there, yeah. If you press play there. So at this point, we were around the back of Poole Park looking for obvious
ways
entrance
in.
points. But there was nothing, right? They'd obviously just not long done the breeze blocks. They've breeze blocked it all.
Yeah, they're serious, aren't they? They're very serious about not wanting you in there.
Check them just in case it's still wet. Just in case. And I looked everywhere, so I was like, right, well, we're not finding a way in here, so I think we should just cut our time.
That looks like a way in.
Yeah, I actually had a look. I actually cut it off just in case, because I was going to cut it all out, but in the it wasn't like, do you know what I mean? There was nothing. It was brick.
There was nothing underneath it. Yeah,
it was brick. So obviously we started making our way to the front of here, and I said, wouldn't it be funny if the front door was wide open again, like it was on the last video that I did. So we carried on looking anyway for an entrance.
Everyone's wearing your merch here. It's like you've got your crew wearing all your shit. So like,
it's just free advertisement, isn't it?
I know. It's like, see, I'm just like, I can't stand the thought of it. It's like, to me, it's, oh my God, people wearing stuff with my name on it. Oh my God. And it's like, it's not to say it's wrong. It's just like me. I'm just like, I'm a bit
what
so
I've
like.
done now is that's exploring with Helen. I actually designed her a hoodie, and I actually got a hoodie made for her. So she's actually got her own hoodie now. Think
I would have had half the problems I've had if I made everyone wear stuff that only advertised my channel, and I never introduced them by name. I just said, here's Urbex person A, and I said, you're not allowed to promote your own channel, piss off, and you got to wear my t-shirt. Yeah, and it's like, we wouldn't have had half the trouble we've had. We'd have been on a different planet, It'd be like, because they would have known their place. Know your place, bitches. Know your place.
So he's checking there now, but do you remember that window that you went, oh, that looks promising? That's the other side of that wall. Yeah, so it's a little bit bad. So at this point, so that little building there has just got one room upstairs and one room downstairs. That's it. It's just like a little outer building, yeah? So at this moment, we knew that we'd messed up.
So you couldn't get in?
No.
Have you?
We
What about
believe it.
upstairs windows? Do you not? Oh, hang on. I was going to say. I thought that was your mates. You're walking
No.
towards these people. I was like, oh, it's his mates.
Right.
Oh no, that's not his mates.
No.
It's
So-
Danny Dyer. What's
Yeah,
Danny Dyer doing there? What's Danny Dyer doing
to
there? Is he?
congratulate me on such an idiot of being caught.
Oh.
So yeah.
It's like,
these
we had this report of you being round this your establishment, and you taking a fucking piss, son.
Pretty much. Well,
Yeah.
you see this guy here.
You
now,
taking a
right?
piss out of me?
Yeah. Well, this PC, whatever his name is, with the white neck scarf on, he was very polite. He was very nice. You know, he didn't call us anything. He didn't say that we'd broken in. I started walking through the process. Look, you know, we'd walk through the forest. We didn't even go onto the private road that was joining onto the one that was here. We started looking for an entrance point. Couldn't find one. You know, I told him, and just a little bit after this, you'll find another police officer jumps us from behind.
Really?
Yeah, another two, and in the end, there was 6 police cars there for us.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. I offered the police officers.
But it's Danny Dyer. I thought Danny Dyer was cooler than this. Or he's going to kill you because you've shagged his missus or something. He's like,
there you go, and there's the other copper. Look.
oh, that's a copper. It looks like one of your crew.
No.
Oh my God, they look like urbexers. When they walk towards you, they look like they're part of your crew.
Right, but this gets interesting, right? Because
I like the hand. He's swimming. Look, he's learning how to swim.
So this gets interesting, right?
She can't swim very well. She would drown. Look, because she's not swimming very well.
No. But the point, right? So that woman there now that had just come up now, she was like, "Whose car's that in the car park?" And I didn't admit it. It was well, it wasn't mine, but it was Exploring with Helen's car. And they went, "Well, that car's registered to Connor's Key." And I went, "I know." And I said, "I'm the named driver." And she went, "Oh, you're Daryl then?" And I went, "Yeah." We're like a little bit confused, you know, knowing that they'd already done their check. Yeah, I knew exactly what they were doing. And they said, "Oh, so where do you live?" And I said, "Well, you've got my details because you've already checked them." Do you know what I mean? And I said, she went, "Can I take your details?" I said, "Am I
have I done anything wrong?
Am I all right to go?" Like basically, and they went, "Yeah, you're free to go." So I was like, "Well, I'm not obligated to give you my details." Do you know what I mean? To give you my details, basically. So I said, "Well, we were leaving anyway." I said, "So if you want, you can follow us, basically." So, you know, I was trying to watch both coppers because it was like they were spread out. They weren't all together. And I thought one of these is going to either come and handcuff me rather quickly. And I thought, and I don't really need the hassle. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're playing the trouble is you're playing the old free man on the land game here when it would have just been easier. It would have been easier to just give him your details. But I totally see where you're coming from. But
well, the thing is, right, it's a civil law. Therefore, it's a civil matter, right? So why should I give them my details if they've already checked this car that I am a named driver for that has all my details on anyway?
Well, what it comes down to then is, are you acting shifty? And you would say, well, no, I'm not, because I'm just telling you that I don't have to give you my details. And they go, shifty, 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 quick, 6 officers, get him. You know, that's. I mean, they do this shit because they're nasty bastards who just getting power trips off. Like, you know, like I think you don't have to cooperate with security so much, but I think with the police, you're going to be on you're not going to be on a winner with the police.
Oh, no. You know, but I've spoke to them, you know, and
but I'm just you know, because it looks like an interesting video. I'm going to watch this now because I want to see how it progresses and how it goes south.
Right from the very beginning, right? But I'll send you that very first clip. I'll send you the whole lot. And in the end, I said, I'm going to basically walk over there, like, and I'm going to punch you straight off that quad if you carry on. Do you know what I mean? I lost my crap with him. I didn't put it all in there. I just put bits, do you know what I mean? But,
oh, dear.
Yeah, it got bad.
Should we keep people in suspense with this one then, and they can go and see how you ended up kicking said police officers in head and No, I'm,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just making this up, but obviously there's this Mexican standoff here, you know, and
if anyone ever wants to watch another
they're just delaying you here because they know there's more turning up. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, right, if you want to watch another one that I caught the police officers at as well, but they caught us, I actually owned them, and within 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes, right, the police officers actually left us on site. Yeah. That's a good
Did
one.
you get on there? That's all I want to know. No.
No, oh no, this is my drone. I've just got my new drone.
Was that security guard hanging around who stops people going on there? Tossers.
So like, basically, I'm just learning how to fly my drone.
No, that's all right then. That looks good though, because I want to go there one day, but I want to go there and be successful. I don't want to have to go back.
Well,
I want to go there and I want to get on there, and I want to take the piss because the security guards would not know I'm there. I want to do it stealth. I want to come up. I want to come up the back of the boat with climbing gear and not be detected.
Well, I've got a harness, mate, and I've got all my carabiners, and I've got all my ropes and stuff. So anytime you're ready to rock, mate, give me a shout, mate. Even if you ring me when you're on your way, mate, I'll make my way over.
Okie doke, because you live near there, don't you?
Believe it or not, mate, I'm in Exploring with Helen's house right now, and she's actually about 10 minutes drive from here. But from my house, it's about 20 minutes from my house. But do you know what I mean? I don't mind. I'll meet you over there. That's not a problem. But you do have to get to a meeting point where you need to park up nowhere near.
So are you Muslim?
No, I'm a Jew. I'm only joking. I'm Christian.
Yeah. I'm just wondering. It's just like a look thing going on, yeah?
Yeah, it's because I'm a beard, look.
It is. It's like when you got that thing on your head and like your beard, I'm just sort of like starting to.
Long,
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, peace be upon you, and your maker. Yeah, whatever.
That's it. Do you know the funny thing is, right? A lot of people have asked that as well, even on my live stream. And I said, I'll just send my family after you.
Yeah.
And you'll
look at this.
Out.
Look at this. He's looking like me with my sort of Specsavers. Specsavers glasses, man.
Yeah, Mom.
I reckon. Look at this. I reckon we've got the same glasses going on. Yeah, hang on. Ready, folks?
Converse is mine, huh? In fact, I think mine are
Specsavers, 30 quid.
30 quid, mate.
30 quid. 30 quid. Anyway, sorry, I digress. But it's a shame we haven't got the audio because I suppose it would be funny, but it kind of like makes people want to go over and have a look, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's when I had a power cut. That was so I got my torches out and stuff just so that I could carry on using my phone just so that I could live stream.
I reckon. Oh well, it's not there. I was going to say.
Watch this. You need to watch that. That is one of the most.
You are like Lawrence of Arabia. You are, aren't you? Look at you.
Oh yeah. It was just ruthless, like. But that video of St. Joe's Part 2, St. Joe's Seminary. Oh, this is when we camped in Denby, I think.
No, yeah. it's only got 114 views. Look, and it's got the urban legends. Urban legend is there.
And Exploring with Carl. We spent, I think it was like in the end, it was about 16 hours. I think we spent.
Oh. Jeez.
But I only get about 150-ish views anyway.
No, I'm looking at. Do you know what? I didn't look at your views actually. I was just looking at the icons. I'm just looking now. Oh, mate, mate? You need more views, man. What's going wrong?
Get them. I think it's just because like I'm shit.
No, do you know what I think it is? I hate to say this. It's probably, but like I said, I am treat my YouTube like my granny. And I cut the swearing out. I hate to say it. It's really, really lame. But YouTube acts like your strict bloody grandmother or your your mother-in-law who doesn't like your swear words. YouTube does not appreciate it. Your viewers do, but YouTube treats you like an idiot if you do it. Unfortunately, I think it's not really the way to go.
Well, there you go. Right, that's where I need to stop them.
It's not because I love seeing people like coming out full force, but I've done that for years. And you know what? My other channel, it just could not achieve. It couldn't. It didn't matter what I was doing. It just like, no, we're not having it. We're not having it. I've had views have been deleted off my videos as well, right?
Wow.
Because they don't want you to get up there. They go, no, it's too rude. We don't appreciate you. No. And they take the views off. I've seen it. I've seen them rewind. Yeah, rewind. So, and you know what? When I complained about it, do you know what they did? They started putting, they put 666 views on my videos for a while. Yeah. On loads of my videos, 666 views. Yeah. Because they were watching my video where I talked about seeing 666 a lot, right? And then they started putting 666 on my video, you know, so that if that doesn't tell you there's somebody pissing around with your views, right? Yeah. For a laugh, for a giggle. Yeah. For a giggle. I complained about it. Somebody looked at it and then he went, "Oh, look at this freaking idiot! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! 666 is it? That shit is it? Let's change all his views to 666. Then is it?" And I was like, "Yeah, right. I get the joke. I get the joke. My viewers probably are unaware, but I get the joke. Yeah, fair enough, boys. But the point is, I do get it. They don't." Unfortunately, they want YouTube to be something your granny can watch, so everybody can watch and it's all safe. So if you speak out and you talk about sensitive subjects or you swear a lot, they marginalize you, they ghost you.
Do they? Yeah, right. So that's where I just need to like stop as of now, then, isn't it?
Well, it's maybe you can turn it round, like, you know, maybe you can turn it round. I don't know. I ditched my old channel because of this. I ditched it. Yeah. And this is why I went down this one, because this one was untouched, you know. The Secret Vault was just UFO people talking about things and stuff. And it wasn't about me being all anarchistical and loud and Larry but the other channel, it could not and probably would not ever go anywhere, even though I knew a lot of people liked it. It's just it wasn't to be, you know. It's not to be.
Do you know, right? I just thought then, right? I'll check on my YouTube now, right? I've had 50 new subscribers, mate, just being on here. So thank you.
Really? That's all right.
Mate, it's crazy, that, man.
Yeah, well, this is what happens. But
I have like 1,320, I think I had. And there's 1,370.
This thing, I mean, but this is the thing. I mean, I've made a decision with this channel, right? And some people would be like, "Oh, no, it doesn't really matter." I think it does, because they monitor everything. They know when I've they do you know what? YouTube, right? This is the thing that freaks me out. YouTube is artificial intelligence, right? People are like, "Oh, they don't have that yet."
Yes, they do. And they have for many years. And they
really
don't like to tell you, right, what is going on.
If they can scan millions of phone calls per hour for Mr. Abdullah, terrorist, or whoever they're after, based on his voice pattern, not what he's saying. He's not talking about bombings or weapons or whatever. And he's using burner phones. But they can pick him out of the crowd by his voice signature, and they know what he's saying.
Oh yeah.
Right? YouTube can work out what we've said in our videos. If I say naughty things, the video gets no views, right? If I don't say any naughty things, the video gets normal views. Yeah. If I say naughty things, it says we can't monetize this video because it's obscene or whatever. Right? I've gone through all this, right? I've seen it, I've played with it, I've thrown things in there to see how it works, right? And trust me, YouTube is like the fastest stenographer in the world. You could load a video an hour, right, and it will process that video for all the words that are in it in about 20 seconds. Yeah, so you can throw. Oh yeah, mate, and it's more accurate than anything out there. Yeah.
Do you know what? Right, I'm gonna try that very soon, right? Because I think in my new video that I just dropped tonight or yesterday, because we're now actually 12:30. The car caves, I don't think I actually swore in that video. And the next weeks and the weeks after, I know for a fact I never. So.
But the thing is, you gain like an average. They have an average thing, and have you got a thing on yours where it asks you, are you being profane in your videos?
No.
Have you got that yet?
No.
Ah, because when you get to a certain level, they say to you, so tell us then, do you think you've been profane in this video? And it's like, you can say how profane you've been. Yeah.
Right.
Do you want me to show? Do you want me to show you this shit? Because maybe people haven't seen this, right? I'll show you something you maybe never.
I didn't even know about that.
I'll show you something you've maybe never seen. Hang on, let me bring it up.
No,
right?
no, I know for a fact I haven't seen it.
No,
I've never heard it before.
Right? They ask
Unless you want to send me a
because
video
because they trust you. They ask you, are we correct? Have you been good in this video? Right? Hang on a second. Let me pick up a recent video. One of my normal uploads, like the what is it? Plymouth Busted Reel.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Okay. So let me stream this. Right. There's nothing you're going to see here that's like naughty or anything in my videos. I'm just going to show you my background videos that most of you will see most of this stuff, but you won't get all the options. Right. Anyway. Right. Okay. So if I go through, you got details. This is the video details. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Analytics, editor. Right. So you can edit the video. Right. You can do monetization. Right. And monetization says, right, do you want the videos throughout?
Now, I haven't got the editor yet. I haven't got none of that yet. Yeah.
So it asks me, do I want overlay ads? No, I don't want people's adverts coming up over the top of my video. So I turn it off, right? And
I've done that as well.
Right. I've turned off skippable ads because if people can skip the ads, you don't get any revenue. Yeah. So I said, no, if you're going to watch it, just watch a 30-second advert, then that benefits me because you get it. So I do one at the beginning, one at the end, but nothing in the middle, because
I've done that too, and I've done exactly the same thing because I don't want nothing in the middle.
Nothing in the middle. I don't want interference. Oh, if you throw something at me when I'm getting into something and enjoying something, it just throws me. I just want to just turn the television off and walk out the house.
Yeah, yeah.
It literally is that bad. You know, it's just like, I was enjoying that and you just spoilt it for me now. Piss off. So I won't put videos in the middle, right? So we don't do that. But here's the thing. It hasn't asked me the question. Oh, it hasn't asked me. Right. Okay. When you upload a video, you get this extra thing comes up and it says, what have you got in your video? Is it nasty? Is it this? Is it that? Is it profane? And it asks you when the profanity happens. Does it happen in the first 30 seconds so people will turn off? Does it ask you later on? It's like, is it sort of semi-profane further in the video? Like you might drop the odd F or shit or something like that, right? Or is it profane throughout the whole video, in which case from start to end, it's just obscene? Yeah. And it's like, but it asks you to self-censor because it knows you're trustworthy. Yeah. So if you swear a lot and it knows you swear a lot, it probably won't trust you. But if you are consistently trustable, because the thing is, don't get me wrong, right? They will not trust you. They'll ask you, are you being honest? Yeah. But they already know the answer because they've already read out all the words in the video. So they think he said frack, fuck. So they think you've got 3 F's in your video. Yeah. So then they go, so what's in your video then? And you go, well, there's a F, but it's later on in the video. And they go, yeah, he's all right then. You get enough okays and you get an average over many videos you do of an average of he's okay. But if you do one bad video where he's bad F-bombing, but you say there's nothing in it, and you say there's nothing in that video, and they go, he's lying to us. You start building up a lie ratio, and they go, nah, not trustworthy. So the thing is, once you become trustworthy, they start asking you, are you serious? Is there nothing bad in that video? Yeah. And they'll take your word on it. Yeah. But if they think you're lying consistently over a number of videos, and there's a number of F-bombs in there, that's it. So they know, they're watching, mate. They are watching. Yeah. They are totally watching. So it makes a big difference to your like whether you get advertiser revenue. you know,
Right.
and it's
So
small. It's
that's
small,
what I
but
need
it's,
to sort out then, isn't it?
you know, it's small, but makes a difference.
Well,
That's what I said it to Sam and Jess. Like I said, look, at the end of the day, I don't think people want to watch loads of adverts, but if you put them at the beginning and the end, but don't swear, you'll probably do quite well. And they just went woof.
oh yeah,
Through the roof. You know what I mean? They went through the roof. So I think there's
nice.
something in it.
Oh,
You
there's
know?
got to be some truth in it, because well, you wouldn't be at the point where you are now. So, you know, like I'm quite lucky that I started up another channel.
Yeah.
I do a lot of stuff like bushcraft. I do a lot of camping. You
Mm.
know, wild surviving. You know, drones, anything like that. You know, because it's Taffy's Little Adventures. So any little adventure I'm going on, you know, I'm going to record it.
And people like PewDiePie, they are the exception to the rule, because YouTube have said just admit them, because you know
Yeah.
they swear and they take the piss a lot, and they're so big.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't want to like shut them down, because if you kept on doing it, like PewDiePie, if he wasn't well known, even though he had like a couple of million subscribers, but if he wasn't like really well known, they would just go no more views of your videos. So he would have 1 million subscribers, but nobody would be viewing his videos anymore.
No,
Go
because
figure.
magically it's disappeared.
Magically, you suddenly have nobody viewing your videos, even though you have 1 million
Big
subscribers.
Wide world, innit?
Yeah. So that's how they do it. It's like, you know, they won't tell you that's how they're doing it, but you see that's how they're doing it.
You
So
definitely,
unfortunately, we have to be like Christian sort of like pilgrims, you know. No sex for me. I'm British.
Yeah.
See, I've gone up in the algorithm now. You see.
That's
it.
No.
No sex before marriage for me. Yeah. You see, the algorithm's just spiked now. You know, it's like I'm just getting, I'm rocking it in now.
Yeah, proper. That's what.
Unfortunately, if you want to use bad language and things, you've got to be euphemistic and metaphorical and not
the bad with the good. Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, we're dealing with a corporation that likes to play safe.
Oh, definitely. But it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, are you busy on Monday night?
I don't know. I've got to go and buy something to pump my boat up, because I found out that these things don't fit the new boat, so I can't pump the thing up to see if it actually holds air. So I've got to go somewhere really far, and I don't know if tomorrow is going to be open. I've got to go and get some shit. If not, I'm going to have to drive somewhere really far on Monday, which is outrageous, just to get the boat, because I'm really wanting to try that boat out.
Yeah. Well, if you're not busy on Monday night, I am going live at 9 p.m.
Okay.
So you're more than welcome to jump onto my live stream.
Well, do what I've told Urban Legend. Let me know throughout the day continuously, and I might then remember.
I'll just ring you. Oi, listen up, right?
Yeah. They don't love me. They just want me for my subscribers. Yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing. I just enjoy just talking to you. It's all right.
Yeah, you just enjoy the
not,
company.
No.
Enjoy the company.
Because, you know, a lot of people like. No.
I can touch your ass then, because it's all subscribers. Yeah. So be good subscribers for you, wouldn't it?
Never neglect the balls, right? Just
cup them.
Just a little cut. You know, not loads. Like.
I'll tell you before I cup them, so you don't shiver. Yeah, but yeah it'll all be good. Yeah. Hey, you won't get this on Exploring with Fighters or Steve Ronin, by the way. This is like
that's because I can't say that.
Oh, the monetization's going down now. Oh dear. Oh, I can feel it.
If everyone gets onto my channel on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday at 9 p.m., you'll get a lot worse than what it is now, which is horrible. It does get a bit. Do you know what I mean? So if anyone wants to go back and watch a live stream over the last couple of weeks, just pick any live stream. And good luck. Do you know what I mean? I think you're probably better off going on Wednesdays. Just gone. That was a pretty bad one. I think round 2, I think it was called. But yeah, you need to check that out, because that went from sticking Lego up someone's bum and building a Lego house.
Oh, but you didn't physically actually do it, though.
Oh no,
You
no,
like
don't
stick
be daft.
Lego?
I could only get one
No.
little block in my bum and it hurt like.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
But
yeah, no, I'll come on. I mean, I've got a pretty twisted sense of humor, but yeah, I mean, on your channel, I don't really care what I do, but yeah,
well,
on
to be
this
fair,
one,
I've got a second channel anyway, so if
yeah.
this one gets closed down, well, it gets closed down. If I don't make nothing of it, well, I don't make nothing of it. I'll just crack
Well,
on
if you do decide to experiment with the fact that you could create a channel out of nowhere, all your subscribers will jump across, and you could accelerate on a trajectory faster than your old one, just because you don't go, yeah, right. You'll prove a point. Then you'll go, they were shafting me. They were shafting me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I should have done better than this, but it's because they didn't like me.
I promise you, I'm going to do it because I need to see if this is actually going to work as well. Like,
it can, but like I say, I've decided to be against my normal nature and just be like very polite if I can help it. And I'm saddened by the fact that sometimes my Premiere is rendering out without my what I call swear killer, killer, which is this thing I just drop on. And sometimes it's rendering out and it doesn't activate the swear killer. And I watch the videos later on. I'm like, it's like, and it's like all the swears are in there. It's like, it's funny, but it's tragic because I really am trying to not do that, you know? And it's like, but everybody else is probably going, why has Matt left all the swears in this video? It's because no, the swear killer's not working. It's not working for some reason. I don't know why.
What editing software do you use to do your videos?
Premiere.
That's Lightroom, isn't it?
Adobe. Yeah, you know, Lightroom is one of their packages. They do Photoshop, After Effects, Lightroom, Illustrator. Yeah, all the sort of the overpriced shit. Yeah.
I've just got a cracked version of Sony Vegas Pro 17.
Funny you should mention that, because I'm currently in the. Did it? Oh no, it's not. I had to stop it, didn't I? I'm in the process of rendering a 3D video, and
that was
Premiere can't handle 3D video, but Vegas can.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm having to do things in Premiere that it doesn't normally want to do. I'm having to split the screen and squish the images, but Vegas can handle 3D footage because Sony produced 3D cameras, so they put in their software the ability to handle it.
So that they can have it so people don't go to other places.
Yeah, and Adobe, even though everyone uses Adobe, they're like, 3D, what's that? 3D.
We're still back in the Stone Age. We use camera
3D.
chisel and a slate.
Yeah. So they're not quite with that. Even though they've got VR 360, 3D, they still don't get 3D. Premiere, Adobe, they don't get 3D for some reason.
But yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
I thought I'd ask anyway.
Explorer McCall has given us a quid. I just saw it come up. Explorer McCall has
EWC,
he spooged us with a quid. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
So yeah. So this video, even though it hasn't mentioned the people by name, and it's talked about generalistically. Let's see whether they privacy complaint this now as being like, he's talked about something that could possibly be relating to us, even though it hasn't mentioned us by name and there's no video of it. It's like, we are butthurt, lawyers.
Yeah.
I don't care. Take this video down. Do you know what? I'll do some live streams with my mates and we'll upload them on Library or on Facebook, and you can just dance around the houses all day long. I don't know, because this is easy shit for me. And I, you know, it is easy shit for me. It's going to cost you lots of money and you're going to lose in court. That's it.
Oh, I did want to ask you a question.
One word. And it's not a word. It's more of a gesture. It's like one word. It's like this. Matrix. It's like,
come hither.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Give
was
it.
like Mortal Kombat, wasn't it? Get over here.
Yeah. Yeah. You think you got a megaphone? Here's
Not
here's
heard
my
me, sir.
megaphone. Here's my megaphone.
Like, you want to talk?
Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you, I was actually going to drop you a message. Have you ever gone live with your drone?
I tried it. It wasn't very successful.
Did you crash it?
No.
Oh, because that's the bit I'm a bit worried about in case someone rings me.
Oh, well, it should. The phone shouldn't make any difference because the phone doesn't control the drone. The controller controls the drone. Coronavirus. Sorry.
It's
No, there's
alright.
my minute. No,
Let
there's
it
my
all out.
monetization.
I'll
You
breathe it
can't
in.
say that. You can't say it. Yeah. You can't say
Oh.
that anymore. You buddy, you get like question. Put him in a risk category if
Yeah.
you talk about it. If you're talking about it, yeah. No, the controller. If you disconnect the phone, it should continue on. There's a weird thing because the DJI said years ago they were like, it's great, you can just go and fly with your controller, and then everybody was like, yeah, but I can't because it says I have to connect my phone. And it was like, so then they connect the phone, and then the phone records all their data and sends it back to DJI, and then you can go and fly. But the adverts were, you just go and fly. And it was like the goggles. It's just like just a controller and the goggles.
I actually seen that video.
And you can't do it.
Yeah, when you were
Bullshit.
in the middle of town with, was it Andrew? Was it Proven Demons?
Proven Demons, yeah. And go on, remind me.
And you were sat there and you were like on your thing with your VR goggles in the middle of town or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, in Bristol.
And he went, oh look, it's like going back into Enter the Matrix.
Yeah.
And then they just cut off, like, but yeah, it was only a little clip, like, but I thought that was hilarious, like.
Yeah, I mean the reason I wear them is because it's a big image. It's not like a little image.
No,
it's like a huge image,
proper,
and you can see details like wires and things like that. You know, it's very good to do it that way. But yeah,
was it an expensive setup that way though? Because I've got a DJI Mavic Pro.
Well, they're 250 for the basic goggles, and I got the 500 quid ones because I thought, oh, maybe I'll use the analog racing system in it one day, but I've never, so it's a waste of money. You get 250 quid, the goggles are. They're worth it. They are so good. They are so good.
Maybe in a couple of years' time, I might ask Santa if I'm being a good boy, like to get some.
But when I turn up somewhere and I haven't got time and it's a bit like sketchy and I'm a bit worried about getting caught, I won't use the goggles because I'll have to take them off and then I'll be like, where is the drone? Where? And it's that time to get the drone back is like, sometimes if it's run and gun, I do just use it on my phone and I go, right, the drone's up there.
Yeah,
and I
like throw it up and then
and I'm like, I'm keeping aware of it. But to be honest, it's far safer to use the goggles because you can actually see what you're doing. And once the drone becomes a spot, you don't know where that drone is, and it's easier and safer to see what you're doing through the goggles. Far better. But you tell the CIA that, and they're like, no. And they go, no, you must have a person with you who keeps eye on the drone the whole time, whatever.
You can't. It doesn't. Because what happens now, right, if you haven't got 20/20 vision, right?
Yeah.
Right? That you can only see, say, let's say 30 yards, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That drone, right, might be what, half a foot, yeah?
Mm.
Not very big, right? And it's about yay big, right? Now, when that's up in the sky and their propellers are going like 5 million miles an hour, right, in a circle, and then you're going off into a nice distance, you're telling me those tiny little flashes that keep going underneath that you can see them?
I can't even see. I've never been able to see the flashes on a drone ever.
The only time I did it, right,
at night, maybe.
Yeah, at night, and that's it. And I bought some LED propellers.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the thing is, there's so much bullshit with this drone flying. They tell you do it this way. If you did it that way, it would be unsafe, to be perfectly honest. I mean, there's a way to fly drones that's actually much safer than the way you're supposed to do it, you know. But they go, no, it's this way. It's like, really, seriously, guys, you know. And yeah, all this like flight restriction stuff, you know, and zones and things like that, you know, when you can't undo the zones and you go and get the codes and they won't unlock, and you're forced in the end to go, well, do you know what, I'm going to stick silver tape around my drone so it can't get a GPS signal anymore, so it doesn't know where it is. It doesn't know it's near an airport. It doesn't know it's on the Salisbury plain. It doesn't know. Yeah.
No.
And then it's more dangerous. It's more dangerous to get the drone to fly like that because it can drift off and it will never come home. It's more dangerous. But apparently, no, it's much better if they stick all these limitations in there. They go, yes, you must get a code. And then you get the code and the code goes no, and you can't take off. So you've just driven 50 miles to go and fly something and they go no. And then you try that several times and you go to different no. And it's like, no. And they said, do you know what? I'm going to take control again. I'm going to put silver tape around my drone, and I'm going to take control now. Not you take control. I'm taking control. I'm going to put silver tape around my drone, and I'm going to go for a flight. Yeah, and it's like, and then
you've got to do, though, isn't it?
It's not very safe anymore because it hasn't got a GPS in it now. So, but what do you want? You know, it's like you tell us we must do it this way, and this way says no. So we go, well, actually, I'm the pilot. I have to make the decision, not a company in frigging China who can't get their maps right of where I can and can't fly.
Nice.
But the answer is no. No. So, okay, then, all right, if the drone flies off into the distance and hits something or a person or something, it's because let's blame DJI and they can't get their bloody maps right. Yeah.
Just another shout out, dude. Exploring with Brady's Vlogs has just given you a super chat of £2.
Oh yes, hello. Exploring with Brady's blogs. Bloody fucking bloody, you bloody bastard. Bastard.
Believe it or not, he's actually come over from my channel, dude.
Oh, bloody hell. So I got a subscriber. My God.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you want me to make you jealous?
Go on then.
How many subscribers do I get a month?
Probably about 1,000 or 500.
1,500. That's more than your channel is worth right now, and I get that a month. I know it's disgusting.
Just eat shit and die.
Fucking disgusting, isn't it? It's disgusting. I can't believe that people actually like this stuff enough.
Hard, and you're just sat there living it up, getting drunk, pulling your phallus out, right?
Yeah.
And that's why people come over.
Yeah, mate.
So, Matt, it's time to shine.
Oh, pull the skin back. Oh my God. Sorry, I shouldn't joke like that. Sorry. It's why I delete most of these videos afterwards. It's not because I don't want to give you subscribers. It's because I can't believe I actually say the jokes I want to say. I can't say them. I can't say them. I have to try and delete them before the algorithm decides I'm a wanker.
Just put them on private.
I know. But I'm just like, I'm driving in the car and I'm just more likely to just kick off because I'm just like stressed because of the driving. And I'm just like, wanker. Oh, right then. Who's pissed me off recently? And I'm like, oh, did I say that? Oh, shit, delete. I'm just like, no.
Do you know, it's funny, isn't it, right? Because the other day, right, and I was coming across this roundabout. I was in the right lane, you know, to go exactly where I was going, straight over the roundabout. Some guy in this lovely Audi A1 flashing me. Well, guess what? He found out that my middle foot brake works. I couldn't see his number plate. I went from 70 down to about 20, right on the middle of the motorway. And I pulled in. He pulled in behind me, carried on flashing me. So guess what? I was at 70 mile an hour again. I slammed on again. He pulled up on the side of me, and he was like, "You fucking," and I went, "Guess what? You pull over." And guess what? He didn't pull over, and I was like, "Off you fuck then, innit?" I was like, "Don't start that crap with me." Do you know
Mate,
what I mean?
I wish I'd had a camera. I honestly wish I had a camera. The night I was going down overnight to meet Dan Dixon and all that lot, going to the Paris catacombs, right? And I was going to leave my car in Dover, leave my car somewhere quiet, out the way, and jump in their car, right? But I was driving down there, and it was a nice quiet night, and I was coming down to about like past London, on the east side of London. What would you call that? Like Essex or
Yeah, it's
anyway,
sort of like
past Gatwick, and before it's on that side of London, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just driving along, minding my own business, like all right, and I'd had to pull out into the right-hand lane for something, and somebody shot out. There's no cars on the road, but it's like I had to pass somebody, so I pulled into the right-hand lane, and I was just looking, and I saw something with peripheral vision, like going, woof, like all right, and it was like a car came out at like 90 miles an hour, right, from onto the motorway, right, woof, like all right, and then came straight across 3 lanes into the right-hand lane, and then slowed down in front of me. And I'm like, what the frig? Yeah. And I'm like, what's all this about? You know, and it's just like, boosh, slow down. And I'm like, so I slow down. So get up closer to him. And I see like, I'm disabled sticker on the bumper. And I'm just like, no, don't, please. Don't go there, right? I mean, of course, disabled people have to drive, but I mean,
yeah, not like
what?
Idiots.
Like that? Like that? I'm like, Jesus Christ! I thought, really? So I waited for a while, like, and I flashed him, and he won't going to come out the right-hand lane. I'm like, okay, all right, then I'll undertake him. So I undertook him, like, all right, and I was like, sort of went around. Bear in mind, I've admitted now he's doing 90, so I'm doing 90. Yeah, I you know, this is how I drive. But
yeah.
So
definitely 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, 70 miles an hour. Yes, right, legal limits. Yeah, so I undertook him, and then like I went off, like all right, and I watched him in my mirror, like all right, pulling in front of other cars, right, and dicking him about, like all right. In my mirror, like as a speck in the distance. I watched him doing it, and I just thought, I was like, don't do it, Matt. You can't afford to get into trouble tonight because you're going off to Paris. You're going off to Paris with Dan Dixon. Don't do it, because you're going to end up in trouble. And I was just like, oh, geez, I don't know. So I just thought, right, okay. And I went over to the left-hand lane. I was like, right, very calm, just left-hand lane. And I slowed down to 70. Now, this moron who was doing all this shit to people, like, all right, was like, you know, it was coming towards now, right? So when he got near, like, all right, and he was sort of coming up, I gunned it, like, all right, put it down, right, and started speeding up. And as he was coming to come past me, I just went woof across 3 lanes, like he did, like, all right, straight in front of him, like, all right, and then slammed my brakes on, right. And he was all over the place, and he was flashing his lights, and I was like, put my hand out the window, like, see ya, bye.
What,
right,
guy?
No, that's I'm bad. I'm very bad. I do not at all condone my activities. I'm really bad, but I like to teach people lessons on the road. And I will say it could have gone bad, this one, because a lorry driver did something to me, and I was like, you frigging arsehole. So I pulled out in front of him, and I slammed my brakes on to prove a point, yeah, and he jackknifed up the road.
No way.
He jackknifed, like, literally sideways up the road, like, all right. And he was like squealing because he pulled his emergency brake, and it's like, that's a game over. His all wheels are just like locked.
Oh yeah,
and he just jackknifed up the road, like, all right. And I was like, because the thing is, right, about lorry drivers is they're immune. They can just do whatever they want. They can just kill anybody and just pull out. It's like, I'm a human being too. So it's just like with that disabled driver. He shat his pants, right? He shat his pants, literally.
Bloody hell.
And he slowed down then, and he calmed down, because it's like, mate, I just done to you what you did to me. And he knew it. It's just like, he was just like, oh, I'm going to just destroy people on the road. I'm just going to destroy.
Yeah.
When I destroyed him, he realized that actually it wasn't just his spine or his legs he was going to lose. It was going to be his neck.
Oh yeah. And the mouth, like,
and the rest. Yeah.
Another shout out for Luke White.
Sorry.
For, doing another.
And with that, we're going to go
£5
to the Bible channel. Welcome to the Bible channel. It's about forgiveness. Oh.
Luke, thank you for the £5. what do you call it? Super chat.
Ronnie Raisin. Yeah. Well, instant conviction. Yeah, right. Really daft to admit this stuff on the internet. All someone has to do is record it and send it to the police.
Well, guess what? Prove the time and a date and prove I was actually at that location. Until then, you can't because I never once said what motorway I was on or what.
You're absolutely right. And yes, I have literally got out of my car and had fisticuffs on the side of the road with people over like driving shit. And trust me, the police are well aware of me and my driving issues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite lucky that I was blue light trained because I used to drive an ambulance for a living. So I understand the high tense driving, do you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And I understand the troubles that may occur half a mile down the road because I'm constantly looking. But when I see idiots like that, I just want to throw my car square into them. Do you know what I mean? Just to shut it up for 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. I am 100%. If you want to overtake me, I will give you a gap. I'll pull up back. I'll let you have the gap. I will, if you want to go. But when I go, if I go and overtake you and you do things to stop me or to try and kill me, I'll kill you. I will kill you.
Oh, yeah. No.
You want to kill me? I'll kill you. No bones about it.
It's a dog eat dog world, isn't it?
You know, so it's like if you want to play those games, and I guarantee you, right, I have not had many people want to do what I've done over the years because I will go mental. Yeah, I go proper mental on the road. Yeah, proper mental. You would not like to meet me because I will make you want to go home and kiss your mother. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean, Dan Dixon's a fast driver. I'm a lunatic driver. Yeah. So
anyway, Matthew, what about a part 2 Halloween?
Let's do it, but we got to keep it safe though, unless it's on your channel, in which case I don't mind.
No, we need to go and do a Halloween round 2, mate. We need to, because it's not that. It's just. Mate, last year was a corker, mate, and I can't really say what happened, but I'm gonna just leave it there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm all up for fun and stuff, but the trouble was with that, and the reason that people said to me, "Don't keep that up there," Dan Dixon included, he was one of the ones like, "Don't have that up there because it's terrible," like people are like slag you off. It's because we were in a house, a load of adults, as far as I was concerned, a load of adults messing around with, like airsoft rifles and bloody, samurai swords and shit like that. And there was like some bloke who was dressed as a woman, right? And had like a, Sally, yeah, right. And he had like his balls were hanging out of his like knickers, basically, and shit like that. And we were like, we thought it was all great fun. We thought it was all great fun until somebody said like, "Who's that?" And somebody brought his bloody daughter along. And suddenly it was like, oh, shit,
I won't mention their name on here, but you do talk to them on a regular basis.
Yeah. So...
and that's it. I'm not saying no more on that.
Like, don't be bringing your kids on, like, mad, pissed-up Halloween nights. That's all I can say, because we can tame some of it down, but it's like...
Yeah, but it's like the way I look at it. I thought it was just adults. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
so
everything went like downhill because I said, you look a bit young. Are you? And she said, yeah, well, I'm only like 13. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? We're all talking adult jokes and like risque shit, and it's like, and then it's like, please. Adults, don't bring your kids on like mad urbex piss-ups.
Right, whatever.
Don't bring your kids. Don't bring your kids.
With me and Secret Vaults together, right? No kids allowed.
Nobody.
That's got just nobody. Just me and Matt will be fine. Because if someone's going to upset someone, it's only going to be me or Matt. Do you know what I mean? And I can't see that happening. Do you know what I mean? Because we're just ruthless, like. But I'm looking forward to getting this explored done. I will message you tomorrow because I've got an idea for the day after. If you're up for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just worried. I'm just worried about like getting too drunk and then like getting up in the middle of the night and just like with no clothes on and just like going for a piss or something, you know. And it's like I don't want
Just
kids
start
around.
pissing on
You know what I
someone,
mean?
like-
I don't want like somebody's young daughter standing around watching me get up like,
just sitting there like that and just like,
Yeah.
just start like,
yeah.
that's
No,
so
it's not
weird.
good. You
There's
know.
no wardrobe, Martin. There's no dog's bad light, so you're
Yeah.
just gonna have to just do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. So I think soon, dude, I'm gonna have to make a maneuver because I just realised it's 1:05 in the morning.
Well,
and I've
I
been
didn't.
dead rude, and I've like just ignored
How long have we been on? 3 hours, 40 minutes.
3 hours, 40 minutes.
Well, we've probably got explores to do. I've got to go somewhere early in the morning. I'm selling my drone, one of my old drones. So I'm going to go and take it to this person who doesn't really know much about drones and has just bought a really expensive drone he doesn't know much about. So he's going to crash it. So great. But good luck to him. He's just giving me loads of money, but he's going to end up crashing it. But yeah,
that's what my friend said.
Not my problem, but yeah.
Well, I messaged my mate, and I was like, Alex, I've seen a DJI Mavic Pro, and he said, Daz, whatever you do, don't buy it. Yeah. And I was like, why? And he said, because you're going to smash it.
Oh, no, they're like, very good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
You want to Inspires, they crash for fun. That's what I'm sold in, but yeah.
See, that's what he wants next.
No,
he's got a Mavic Pro 2, he's got.
Yeah, and they are like very easy to fly.
Oh, yeah. Now mine is amazing. Like, I could just literally get mine, throw it in the air, and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, you know. And then if I really can't control it, I just press home and it'll come home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I always update the home. I always update the GPS. Do you know what I mean? I always make sure that's all updated before I take off.
What, like updating your firmware and updating all your stuff?
No, not my firmware. Just my GPS signal and
you take off with at least 6 satellites, which is what they say in the manuals. I think is you must have at least 6 satellites, and then you're safe. That's what they say.
So yeah that's the plan anyway. Like I said, I've only had it. Well, tomorrow I think will be 8 weeks I've had it. So.
Oh, you're doing well then.
Oh yeah. And I've only almost crashed it once.
Yeah.
I took it through a tree, and it went straight through a whole bush, and like branches and stuff were flying everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So I did run about 30 yards.
I've only just realised, like, I mean, who are these people on your wall?
Oh, I'm in Exploring with Helen. So that one there.
Oh, right, of course. I was like, is this your like family or something? I was like, okay, you're in somebody else's house.
That's Exploring with Helen. That's her daughter.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
I was like, this must
backwards.
be. I was like, this looks like family photos. You haven't got a family, have you? Surely, I mean, like, no. I was like, this looks really like family-like and like worship one's family and have kids and marry, reproduce.
Oh, now in my front room, I've got pictures of my daughter up on the wall and stuff like that, but you guys don't see that. Do you know what I mean? So all you see is my Urbex plastered wall. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. You've got a very different sort of stuff, and I was like, well, this is another wall. It's like his family wall, and this one is. If you turn this way. No, I was
you
like,
go in my hallway. And I've got a wall of fame that all the merch that I've ever won off Urban Explorers. And then on the next bit of my hallway, I've got like an art gallery, which is like all my best ever work that I've ever like done. And then on the opposite side of that, I've got a collage of all my Urbex stuff. And then you go in my front room, and then there's pictures of like my daughter. There's a picture, in fact, of, do you know the theatre? Do you remember that theatre that you did?
Harlech.
In North Wales, that's the one.
Yeah.
I've got a picture of that. I've got a picture of the TSS Duke of Lancaster. I've got some like local things, but they're all like A2, A1. That they're quite a big size, So, but yeah,
I'm being sarcastic here, of course. Don't take it to heart. It's just me being sarcastic. But this is like, this is like framing, like crop framing people. crop framing, so it's not the whole shot is
Oh,
in.
yeah.
So I was thinking, if we go like this, right, we can simulate this, like, you know, we can do a simulated shot, like where we line ourselves up like too close to the camera, me and you, like as if we're hugging each other, like
It's
like
arms round.
like that sort of thing, and like but cropped. No, you got to get a bit further over, bit closer to the right a bit. There we are. That's it. Look, there we are. And then like like
a
sort of,
screenshot. We should get half of my face and half of yours.
Yeah, we are. Look, and we could pretend like we're normal human beings then that have got families and kids and all that crap.
Well,
So anyway, I mean that all that amazing stuff that people do. I'm glad they do.
Crazy times, isn't it? So,
crazy shit, yeah. That crazy shit that people do.
I'm gonna disappear now anyway.
Yeah.
I think I've taken up enough of your time now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna diss families. Families are great. I love families. Don't unsubscribe. I was just joking. Don't unsubscribe. Families are great. And I'm going to go to church in a minute, and I'm going to say all my I'm going to confess all my sins to the pastor, and yes.
No, what he means is the pastor. He means that he's going to cook and eat. So don't listen to a word he's saying because he's full of crap.
No, mate, it's the weekend. We don't eat any meat because it's the Sabbath, and you know, and it's like on the weekend. Yeah, no, it's all like we're fasting now for the Sabbath and for
That's it.
For Alo Akbar. Yeah.
Night to everyone. There's way too many comments.
The festival of Alo Akbar.
Individual, like normally
we're on
like night and stuff like. So
no meat vigil. Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you everyone that give Secret Vault all those lovely super chats. You're all amazing.
I'd rather be talking to you about this sort of thing and having a laugh than talking about all that serious nonsense bollocks earlier on, because I've enjoyed myself much more talking about this.
Yeah. Well,
why do we have to deal with dickheads? That's what I want to know. Why do we have to deal with dickheads?
Do you know there is a cure for it? You punch them in the throat.
No, it's you punch them in the nose, but you have to come up at a certain angle. It sends splinters from the back into their brain. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you punch them in the throat, all it does, it just knocks them clean out for like 10 minutes or something, and then they look at you and they don't give you half as much shit.
Yeah.
And then if they get a second one, they never do it ever again because they probably won't wake up from the second one. Do you know what I mean? So that's my motto, and it works for me. So anyway, on that note, guys, don't forget to check me out. I'm live on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Right? Peace out, bitches.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I'm gonna go and give the dog some treats. Have a urinate. I'm gonna urinate, and then I'm gonna go to sleep because I've got to get up early in the morning. So
well, like I said, dude.
Happy urinations, Secret Vaulters. Urinate and be happy. Drink lots of water and urinate. You won't get urinary infections then. Do it.
That's it. Yeah. So sleep with plenty of whores because you'll get plenty of crabs.
Well, just drink lots of water. You can flush those crabs away.
That's it. They're that big. They're like killer whales. Anyway.
Oh, it's definitely. This is going on private, right? Private.
I did say private. That I'll try.
Well, no, I tried too, but I can't keep it up. I just can't.
It's hard, mate. It is.
It's really hard to not stop reverting to my normal self. I'm so sorry.
I'm a good influence. I mean, a bad influence. What can I say?
I don't know what's gonna happen on that date that we're talking about. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So guys, make sure, right, because shit could get real quick. Right. That's all I'm gonna say. And whatever happens is staying on the channel. Right?
I think we should taunt people to come to the thing, but they won't be able to get to where we are. We could just look down on them and we just be like, you can't get up here. Well, we can get them. We can get them to come, but they can't get into where we are. What do you reckon?
Well,
invite them,
I've
tell
got-
them where we are, and say like live stream. Come on, and you want to come, but they can't get in because they can't get to where we are because we're
where we
looking
are
down on them.
actually.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you've got a drone, I've got one.
We could send the drone out, couldn't we? We could send the drone out over them, going like, nah, 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 you can't come. But you're close, but you can't quite get there. But we could, and then they'll go, that's me. See, they'll see themselves in the footage. They'll go, we couldn't get up there, but we were close. Yeah.
Well, I hope they've got some strong arms and legs, mate, because they're going to need it.
Yeah.
But anyway, on that note, guys, we're saying nothing else, right? That is the Secret Vaults, Ibex with Taffy. We're out of here. I'll speak to you all soon. It's been an absolute pleasure, right, to have every single one of you in. I hope to see some lovely new faces in my live stream next week. It'll be awesome. If you don't, guys, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. But I am not live all the time, yeah. It does get a little bit.
They use me for my. They do just use me. They do just use me.
Bum juice on.
Bum juice.
Yeah, it's like turn around. Right, we need to get this on camera, right? Because
you want to buy this or what?
come on, let's
subscribe. Subscribe to these people. Do it.
Yes, there you go, guys.
Subscribe now.
That is me done. I'm out.
Subscribe now. Subscribe now to him. He's gone. Oh no, he hasn't. I thought you froze it. I thought he's pressed it.
Oh no, I am going though.
Go on, do it.
Bitches.
Now you've just controlled it. Oh, he has pressed it. Oh, I was going to say, he's just totally ruthlessly just promoted his own channel, and yeah, they do just they don't love me. They just use me for my subs. Anyway, right, Dinkum Aussie, 1 ton delivery out of poo out the front of my house. Yeah, that's the one. Oh God, I need to get some sleep. So I've got to be up in the morning. If I want to get one of these, I've got to be up early in the morning. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait till Monday. Or I'm going to have to drill out something and make my own connector, which won't be good. That probably won't be very glamorous. But yeah, anyway. Explorer McCall in the channel. Oh, God. I'm busting for a wee, I can tell you that. You don't get that from exploring with fighters. I'm really busting for a pee. Yeah. Or Steve Ronin. You know, you won't get that shit from Steve Ronin. This is a real channel. I'm really, really, absolutely busting for a pee right now. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to head off. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope if the wazzers that think that, oh, I never even finished the shit. Hang on, I should quickly go over there. Blah, 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 blah. Defamation. You have defamed our clients. Next steps. We have our client's primary focus is to preserve their right to privacy. Yeah. And have any information unlawfully retained to them or their children destroyed. Well, there isn't anything. So you're totally and utterly cooking on gas, Fatboy Slim, effing in heaven. Yeah. You are totally and utterly in nirvana. You are smoking, you know. You are 16 miles from Las Vegas and the LSD is just kicking in. Trust me, if that is just what you want, you're already there because you know what you're asking for is bullshit because it didn't exist in the first place. So how can you want something that you know doesn't exist? Yeah. Really? You want to go to bloody Disneyland? You'll get much more out of it, honestly. And no, I don't think anybody's believing you anytime soon. And that's not my fault. It's because when the camera's out, you start to want to throw shit at people. Think about it. Camera, now's the time to behave yourself. No camera, throw shit at people. Camera, now I'll pretend like I'm behaving myself. Camera, don't throw shit at people. Think about that and CMS Cameron McKenna Nabarro Oswang LLP, I think you need to advise your clients that their case is a tissue of, I won't say what, is a tissue of discrepancies. Thanks very much for watching.